Girlfriend, 25-year-old homemaker Tanya Parson for rent money and an unpaid loan. Tanya says Dwayne threw her 6-year-old son into an ice-cold bath.
All rise. Your Honor, case number 97 on the calendar in the matter of Haney versus Parson. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Mr. Haney, the defendant, according to you, was a friend of yours. You allowed her to move into your home on a couple of occasions with her children when she was in some financial distress. You claim now that she owes you for a variety of things, some old loan, rent, utilities.
Correct.
Ms. Parsons says there was never an agreement for her to pay you anything. You are angry over two things. You are angry that she rejected your advances. She was not interested in you in a social way, and that bothered you. And second, you are angry because she reported you to the authorities for abusing one of her children. How long do you know her?
I've known her for about 7 years. We dated. A girl I was dating at one time lived in the same neighborhood that she did, same apartment complex. Me and the other girl broke up. Her and I talked. We went our separate ways. We didn't see each other for about 5 years. And one night at a nightclub, run into her. Then we started talking, and next thing you know, we were dating.
And when was that, sir?
I'd say roughly in the neighborhood about February a year ago.
So why don't you tell me about first the loans and then the arrangement with regard to rent and utilities?
She was calling several times telling me that she had made a mistake, that she felt that she left me to go with this other guy that dumped her in Ohio.
Are you going to tell me about the loan?
Yes. That's where we're going to.
Let's get there.
She called me up needing money. Her kids needed school supplies for school.
When was this, sir?
Last year, before school. Her and her boyfriend agreed they would pay it back as soon as they can.
So how much did you give them at that time?
I gave them $100.
And then tell me about the rest of your lawsuit involving the rent and utilities.
Well, she left with him, went to Ohio. He threw her out. She came back to Charleston.
When?
February 15th. She asked me could she move back in. I said, okay. Are we talking boyfriend, girlfriend, or you want in a room? She said, well, what's the difference? I said, well, I'm not going to charge my girlfriend to live with me. You know, that's kind of stupid. And she said, oh, I see. If I sleep with you, then I don't have to pay. I said, no, it's not like that either. You know, if you're in a relationship, you know, you were helping before. There's no sense in, you know, I'm paying all this and you just lay around and do nothing. And she said, no, I just want the rooms. I said, fine. I rented the U-Haul to go get her stuff from Myrtle Beach, gas. Every time I turn around, she would, can I borrow $20 for this? Can I borrow $10 for that? I need cigarettes. I need gas. I want to rent a movie. There was no sexual advances to her in any way.
When did she move out, sir?
April the 29th, I evicted her.
Why?
Because she wasn't paying me any money.
Did you have a discussion with her?
Yes.
Tell me about the discussion you had with her.
She simply said she didn't have the money. I said, Tanya, you got a job. I helped you get a job.
Well, what kind of work did you get for her, sir?
She was a cashier.
Where?
At Speedway, well, Conoco, whatever they call it now. They changed the name.
Did you know how much she was making?
About $100 a week.
And how much of the $100 a week did you expect her to give you, Mr. Haney?
I told her, even if it was $5 a week.
You wanted to see something, $5
right.
a week.
Make an effort.
Okay, so you wanted her to give you $5 a week.
Correct.
Okay, for the 12 weeks that she was living there.
Correct.
Okay, fine.
Now.
And she didn't, so then you threw her out.
No. She had $1,000 coming to her for back child support. She kept telling me, as soon as that gets here, I will pay you up, get you caught up.
Get you caught up with what?
What she owed me.
Well, what did she owe you?
The loans.
So there's only one loan of $100 that was a year before, sir. That's all the loans that I'm hearing
Correct.
about.
But the dollar here, 20.
Tally, I'm not, listen, my parents didn't send me to law school and college and post-law school for 10 years to talk about the dollar here and the $2 there. That's gone. It's in the wind. Do you understand? What
Here's
else?
a list of every time she borrowed money from me, I wrote it down.
Listen.
She knew it.
Listen to me. You think that I believe that list that you just filled out? Do you think, Mr. Haney, that I believe that every time you gave her $5, you went over to a book and filled out $5, Tanya, for cigarettes? You think that I believe that? You think that my father raised an idiot?
No.
Good. Then let us move on,
Because
sir. Let us move on, sir.
Okay. I went and had an eviction notice signed on her.
And you say it's because she did not...
Owes me rent.
Rent. Because she did not pay you rent.
Did not pay me rent.
Okay, now...
Didn't pay me for fixing her car.
Okay.
Buying the shoes.
All right, Miss Parson, now I would like you to tell me, madam, I want you to tell me about what happened on the 29th of April or immediately preceding the 29th of April.
When he got me this job at Sunoco gas station, he agreed that he volunteered to watch my children for me while I was at work because I work third shift. And my son is 6 years old. He has a bedwetting problem. He called me one morning at work and asked me to bring home a small brown bag to mail off cigarettes to somebody, and in the same conversation told me that he had spanked my son for bedwetting. He had done it 3 times in that night, and he spanked him twice out of the 3 times.
Is that the corporal punishment that you're talking about, the spanking?
He also put him in a tub filled with cold water.
When was that?
The same night.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Haney says his ex-girlfriend Tanya Parson owes for rent and a loan. Tanya says Dwayne threw her 6-year-old son into a cold bath after he wet the bed.
Now, Mr. Haney doesn't deny that he spanked your son for bedwetting, right?
No, I don't deny it.
Okay. Why do you think that that's an appropriate thing to do, sir?
For one, he didn't wet the bed 1 time that night. Yeah. He did it 3 times.
Do you think that he did it on purpose, sir?
I don't know. Just like I told him.
Just a second. If you don't know why he wet the bed, that means that you don't know whether he suffered from some sort of a psychiatric disability or a physical disability. You had no idea.
No, but at the same time, the first time he wet the bed, nothing was done. Because he got up in the middle of the night, changed his own clothes, got back in bed, and urinated again.
What does that tell you, Mr. Genius? What does that tell you, Mr. Genius? Did that tell you that the 6-year-old was maybe perhaps embarrassed?
Well, you know...
Well, what?
We have gone... him and I have talked about it. Logan, what's wrong? You know, is there something wrong? No, I'm just lazy. Because he has her...
I want to ask you a question. Did you get your degree in psychology from an accredited university?
No, I did not.
Did you take any parenting classes before you decided that this was an appropriate way to treat a 6-year-old bedwetter?
No.
Do you have any children of your own?
Oh, yeah.
How many?
I have 2.
How many did you raise?
My daughter comes with me every weekend.
How many did you raise?
None.
Mr. Haney, it is inappropriate for you to physically discipline anyone else's children in the first place. In the second place, until you understand what all the problems might be with a child that causes them to bedwet, the very idea that you would resort to physical punishment suggests to me that you're missing one of the cans of a 6-pack. Do you understand me, sir?
Oh, yeah.
Now, did you report this to any authority? The cops were called out. I called the cops out to the house. And
when?
Probably about a week or so later.
Why?
Because of the disagreement me and him were having.
Disagreement about what?
He was threatening to kick me out.
Let me explain something to you, Miss Parson. I believe you probably understand that Mr. Haney had some feeling for you. Correct? Right?
Before I moved in, it was understood.
That's not what I asked you. You're a young, attractive girl, and he's an older fool. And I believe that you needed him. You used him.
No,
of course you did. You used him.
I did not use him.
Of course you did.
Everything was on the table before I even moved in.
But he wasn't using you. He let you move into his house. You weren't paying rent. He was babysitting for your children. How do you say that I wasn't using him? You were. You were using him, and you were using him because, Miss Parson, you understood that he had feelings for you. That's why it was very important to you to have your agreement with him before you moved in that this is strictly platonic.
No, Your Honor.
Oh, Miss Parson. Oh, yes, my dear. You chose him because he's better than a shelter. Give you a room, he's going to babysit for your kids, you got food, you got everything that you need, and the reason he did it was because he had feelings for you. Isn't that right, Mr. Haney? Look at my face.
Yes.
Isn't that right, sir?
Oh, yeah.
Now, when you met her 5 years ago, were you attracted to her?
Yeah.
And at that time, you were 39 and she was 20.
Correct.
Is that right?
That's about right.
That's not a good match, Mr. Haney.
I understand that, but...
So you know what happens when an old guy wants to go out with a young girl? Costs some money.
Well...
And in your case, you know how much it cost you? $160. It's a bargain. It's a cheap lesson, Mr. Haney. Truth of the matter is, you were looking for something more. Mr. Haney, look here, sir. You were looking for something more. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. That doesn't let you come to court like a crybaby and say, now I want all the money for cigarettes and gas I gave her over the 3 months that she lived with me, and this $100 I gave her for school supplies a year ago, because I guarantee you this, Mr. Haney. Had Miss Parson decided to come across and move into your room, you would have forgiven the $100 loan and all the $5 cigarettes and gas. But the fact that she rejected you, and the fact that she ultimately decided, well, I'm going to even make it a little bit more difficult for him. He spanked my kid, and he shouldn't have done that, which, by the way, you shouldn't have done. That doesn't make a lawsuit. That makes a bad relationship. So, Mr. Haney, this relationship didn't cost you a fortune, sir. It cost you a couple $100 and a good lesson. Find somebody age appropriate. Your lawsuit's dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It wasn't what the way the judge put it out to be, that I just wanted to sleep with the girl. No, I didn't.
It was agreed upon when I moved in there that it was going to be strictly platonic.
I felt sorry for her because of her kids. I gave her a place to stay. She agreed to pay me the $200 a month.
Once I got in there and he was asking me where was I going, who was I with, why was I with this person, why was I doing what I was doing, and I told him that that was none of his business. It continued to go downhill.
The judge ruled, that's it, end the case.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Collins versus Collins. Step forward, please.
Store manager Angela Collins is suing her ex-husband, construction worker Jack Collins, for his share of foreclosure fees. Jack says it was Angela's fault the trailer was repossessed.
Miss Collins, this is your former husband.
Yes, ma'am.
You claim that he owes you $750 because you were forced to pay certain assessments on a home that you jointly owned before the divorce.
Yes, ma'am.
And that you were forced to settle with the whatever company recently. You had no knowledge prior to the divorce that this was going to be a problem, and you feel as if it's only fair for him to pay his fair share.
Yes, ma'am.
And he says it was your house, deal with it. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
When were you married?
In 98,
1998. And when were you divorced?
2002,
And when did you separate?
probably about 2000.
Who lived in the home?
Me and him, and our 2 children.
How old are your children?
They're 11 and 12.
See from the papers that the children don't live with either one of you. Is that right?
You're right. They live with my mother.
Why?
She adopted them.
Why?
Because she couldn't handle them. She didn't want me to have them, and she didn't want them, so that's why she
Stop tapping.
tried to sign. She wanted to sign adoption, wanted me, pretty much forced me into signing adoption papers over to her mother for financial reasons, and it just didn't make no sense. She didn't want me to have custody of the children, but she didn't want custody of the children. They didn't want me to see them. I still don't see my children.
Then that's what happens when you sign away your legal rights to the children. You don't have to see them. Okay, so you separated in 98, and you stayed in the property.
Yeah.
Is that right?
From February to May.
Alone?
Yes, ma'am.
The
Are
gentleman,
you sure? Are you sure about that?
I'm
the
positive.
gentleman sitting next to her over there was the one that was moving in.
He
That's
never
my
lived there,
second
Your
cousin,
Honor.
Your Honor.
When I started seeing him and his mama kept coming there and they wouldn't leave, and that's the reason I ended up moving out. We was just dating, Your
That's a
Honor.
lie.
You say He was in and out of jail for burglary and drug use. I stayed in our manufactured home that was on his parents' property and continued on my life with a new spouse.
No, we was not married. We're still not married. We was just seeing each other, and he never lived there.
Did he stay there?
No, ma'am.
Did he come to visit?
Yes, ma'am.
Did he stay over occasionally?
Yes, ma'am.
Of course he did. All right. So, did you pay the mortgage during the whole time you were living there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what happened in May?
Him and his mother kept coming over, and they kept kicking in the front door, and then he got real, he got upset because I was seeing him, and they kept showing their butt. He tried to run me off the road, and they kept kicking in the front door, so I just moved out.
Why didn't you take the trailer with you?
I didn't have nowhere to take it to.
So you just left it?
Yeah.
When he left, did he say to you, this is your problem, this is your trailer?
No, actually, he said him and his father was going to move into the trailer and keep the trailer.
But what happened to the trailer? It got repossessed?
Yes,
Got
ma'am.
repossessed with half my stuff in it, Your Honor.
Did you pay them this $1,500?
Yes, ma'am.
Let
Here's
me
the
see.
receipt right here.
Okay. I'll hear you, Mr. Collins. Why shouldn't you be charged for half of this?
Your Honor, I told her whenever I left there, I had went and bought another car. I loaded all my stuff up in a small car. And I told her, I said, as long as you have my children, you can stay on this property as long as you want. I'll help you pay the note on the trailer as long as my kids are living there. But whenever he moves in, y'all all need to move out. You understand what I mean? I'm not going to sit there and support him and her. So when she decided that I wasn't going to be that dummy and support him and her, then she just left.
How old are you?
30.
You're a big boy. If you buy something from a bank and you take out a mortgage, what you do when you divorce is you make sure that when you get a divorce, all the loose ends are wrapped up. They moved out. They left the trailer on your mother's property. What happened to it?
The repossessors, they were supposed to pay us storage fee for even having the trailer.
What happened to the trailer?
They come repossessed it.
When?
I don't even know.
I don't know.
I moved.
I don't know. I don't know what my name is after this case. Listen to me. You owe her half the money. I mean, certainly when they've written off $10,000 worth of mortgage fees, neither one of you are going to get star credit ratings, but at least you're not going to have judgments against you, and at least under these circumstances, you're not going to have your income tax return if you have any refund taken, or they're not going to come and detach your driver's license. They can't take your children because you've already given them away. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $750. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I think she was very fair. I got what I deserved.
I left the trailer there to her, so I think she was responsible for the payments.
We just can't be in the same room together.
Every time I turned around, we were arguing. We couldn't get along.
I'm his second cousin, but that's on my mother's side, and I don't even associate with nobody over there on that side of the family.
It's been so long ago, I'm over it.
Complex owner Lance Cocham is suing his former tenant, 20-year-old photographer Trista Jeter, for an unpaid loan for breast implant surgery. Trista says the surgery was Lance's idea.
Yeah, this is case number 118 on the calendar in the matter of Cocham versus Jeter. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated.
Mr. Cocham, is your claim that you made a loan to the defendant for her to have breast augmentation surgery?
Correct.
And in addition, you paid some of her bills while she was recuperating.
Yes.
You want to be reimbursed for this loan. Ms. Jeter says that there was no loan. You did this because you were sort of infatuated with her, and there was no expectation that you would ever be repaid for the money that you gave her. So let's just cut to the chase. Are you a very rich man?
I do all right.
Yes,
Well-
he is definitely a rich man.
We'll get to you in a second.
Okay.
Do you give to charity? Don't look down. That's a very simple question. The words, if you're a rich man,
No.
you don't. You don't. So you're not a philanthropist.
No.
So there had to be a reason, sir, why you decided to loan money to somebody that you weren't related to for a surgical procedure that was not necessary. You know, she wasn't having a kidney replaced. Why don't you tell me why you did that?
Well, she was a tenant of mine for a while. And when she moved in, she cleaned the apartment up that she lived in. She cleaned it up very well, better than most of the people I hire to do that. So as time went on, as apartments came available, I would ask her if she wanted to do it. And she was making $200 an apartment, doing one a day. You know, at her age, making $1,000 a week, it was pretty good money. We live in Las Vegas, and women with big breasts get better jobs. It's a fact.
She doesn't need that if she's just doing house cleaning.
Correct, but she doesn't want to be a housekeeper forever.
I assume not from the outfit she chose to wear to court that she doesn't want to be a house cleaner forever. You still don't answer my question, sir. My question was, why did you loan Miss Judy, your tenant/house cleaner, money for breast surgery?
Because she came to me and asked for it. And I thought it would be a good loan because at the time she was making a lot of money for me.
Well, tell me about the time she came to you, sir, and asked you for the loan.
We were at an apartment.
Okay,
and she basically said she got...
Okay, and when was this?
Early part of November of '03.
And you say to her, and she says to you, let me have it.
She says she doesn't like doing this anymore. She wants to get into something else, work in the casino. And if she had breast augmentation, it would help her get a good job. So at that time, she asked me for it.
What did she ask you?
To buy her, to loan her the money to get breast augmentation.
And you said?
I don't know. And it took a while, you know, a little bit of persistence over the next couple of weeks, till finally I gave in, said, okay.
Did you ever say to her, why don't you just put this on your credit card since you're making this kind of good money? You can pay off your credit card. Bada bing, bada boom. 2 months.
She didn't have a credit card.
Well, she could pay off the doctor.
Doctor wouldn't finance her.
How do you know that?
Because she went to the doctor and the doctor said he wouldn't.
How do you know that?
She told me.
So then you asked her that question. Is that what you're telling me, Mr.
I pretty much assumed that.
No.
There's no way she could do that.
Don't listen to me. Don't assume anything. When I ask you a question, give me an answer. Not a makeup. Not a what you suppose.
Okay, what was the question one more time?
The question was, why couldn't she finance the surgery by paying off the doctor? And you said to me, because the doctor wouldn't accept payments. And I said, how do you know that? And you said, well, I just pretty much surmised.
Well,
so the answer is, I don't know.
It's my credit.
I didn't speak to you.
Okay.
You see, what I'm trying to figure out, Mr. Cochin, is if you're going to be honest with me, sir. You left out the fact that you and Miss Judy dated a few times, according to what I read here. Is that right?
Correct.
Well, why didn't you put that in? You made it appear as if this was a strictly business relationship, sir.
We went out a couple times. That wasn't a relationship.
How many times is a couple of times?
3. A couple dinners, a movie.
Okay. And at the time that you loaned her the money, when was the time immediately prior to that that you had been out on a date with her?
It was after that.
So after you loaned her the money, you went out on several dates?
3 dates.
Now, after December, did you try to see her again? Did you try to date again?
No, we just didn't really get along. We were just different people.
Is that right?
Definitely.
Did you ask her out again?
No.
Any particular reason for that?
We just didn't seem to get along. We didn't click.
Now, in January, I assume Miss Judy went back to work. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
How much money did she give you in January?
On January 12th, she cleaned an apartment for me, which I credit her $200.
Is that right, Miss Judy?
Yes.
Okay. When's next, Mr. Coachman?
Then on January 16th, which I assume she got paid on the 15th from her job at the time, she gave me $100. Then on February 1st, she gave me another $100. And then on February 14th, she gave me another $100. So she paid me back a total of $500.
Out of how much?
Out of a total of $5,050.
I'll hear you.
He pretty much put it in my head that he wanted to do that for me, okay? He gave me the idea since
How did he put that in your head?
Because I told him that what I wanted to do for a job, okay, and that was cocktail in Las Vegas. I've already been offered a job in Las Vegas to do that. And it's just easier to get a job having this operation done when I had nothing before. And so he said, well, yeah, you know, his ex-girlfriend had it done, and so he told me that that'd be a good idea. So he made me feel like it was okay to ask him to do that. Okay, as far as paying him back goes, nothing was supposed to come out of my pocket cash-wise. I was supposed to just clean his apartments out, but none came available after after my operation was done, I was healed and everything. So I had to get a new job and just to pay my bills off, and I wanted to move because it's a bad area.
Yeah, but if I don't have a part...
Just a second.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Chan says former tenant Trista Jeter owes for a loan to have breast implant surgery.
What you're saying to me was it was a loan.
Okay.
And you were supposed to pay him back. Stop twisting your head. Can you keep your head still, please? You look like a
It just keeps
back
getting
of
in
a
my
car.
face. Sorry.
What you're telling me is that what you were supposed to do is pay him back in kind by cleaning the apartments for which you were paid $200 an apartment, and you were going to pay him back from that, but that after January, apartments didn't become available. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. But you also, in the same breath, said to me that you wanted to get away from that area because it's a bad area. So was it your intention to go back to the complex to do cleaning to pay off this loan?
Yeah, that was before I had gotten my job already, that I had to have to pay the bills to pay to get out of that place.
But that new job, I assume, didn't leave you the same kind of free time as your previous work, if any, so that there was no time for you, even if apartments became available, to clean the apartments. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Get her a copy of my book.
He didn't
Gonna
his
get
part
her
of
a
the
copy
job
of the
as far
book.
as giving me work, okay? No apartments were available, so I had to get a job to where I could have money, and so I could pay my bills, and he didn't lead up, he didn't live up to his part of the bargain. So.
Yeah, but if apartment... I got
That
it.
was the...
I just laid it out. Sir, did you ever hear the story, there's no fool like an old fool? Right? Right. You're not so old, but you're pretty foolish. Better give your money to charity. Do you understand? There are all kinds of worthwhile charities around. The breast augmentation surgery doesn't fall under that category. Do I make myself clear? All right. She owes you $4,550. She doesn't dispute the amount, only that it was a loan. It was a loan. Pay it back. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I loaned her money and she didn't pay it back. So now we came to court and it's solved, and hopefully I'll get paid back now.
How do you live without money, right? And I have to pay bills, and, he's interfering with that, so.
No, we dated a few times and it didn't work out, and that was the end of it. We ended it.
I'm just glad it's over with, and I'll definitely never get myself in this situation again.
I guess justice prevailed. I won.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of McCaskill versus Poole. Step forward, please.
17-year-old student Matt McCaskill is suing his schoolmate, 16-year-old Anthony Poole, and his father, Rob Poole. Matt claims Anthony keyed his truck.
Mr. McCaskill, there's your claim that Mr. Poole, this young man, keyed your car.
Yes,
And Mr. Poole says that he did not do that. I assume you're his father?
Yes, ma'am.
You weren't present, is that right?
No.
You're here only because he's a minor.
That's correct.
You can sit down. When do you say that Mr. Poole keyed your car, sir?
February 25th.
Where?
On the driver's door to the driver's bed.
Not where on the car.
Oh.
Where was the car?
Oh, it was at the Midlothian High School parking lot.
What time?
3:40.
And where were you?
I was sitting in my truck.
Well, tell me about that, sir.
It was, I had just arrived, and I was waiting for my girlfriend to get out, and he was in football, which they had got out a little early at 3:40, which the bell rings at 3:45 each day. I had seen him walking down the parking lot. It was rainy, and my windows on my truck are dark, and when he was coming down, he walked between the two trucks and pulled his key out of his...
Walk between which two trucks?
My truck and the truck to the left of me. And he walked through, he pulled out his key out of his left pocket and ran it from the driver's door to the driver's bed, and I had got out.
Okay. Did you know Mr. Poole before?
I have known of him. I've never met him.
Had you ever seen him before?
Yes, ma'am.
Where had you seen him before?
I had seen him at school and the Whataburger parking lot in Midlothian.
Immediately prior to the 25th of February, when had you seen him? A week, 2 weeks?
About a week.
Did you have any conversation with him?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so after you saw him key your car, what did you do?
I got out and started yelling at him to get back, And
To get back where?
to get back over here because of what he had done, in which he had ran to the football fields or where they play, which is also the baseball field house.
Did you follow him?
Yes, the two eyewitnesses that had seen him were in a 1984 Chevrolet Suburban, in which I hopped in with them and we drove down there.
You have a police report?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to see it, please. Did you file the police report on that day, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When was the next time you saw Mr. Poole?
He had ran into the coach's office saying that I was threatening to beat him up, and which he came out running, apologizing that he accidentally did it with his bag and that he would pay for all costs, and he was sorry.
And who did he say this in front of?
Well, the principals had just arrived down there, and the two coaches that were in the coach's office, because they had taken them into his office while I was outside because I was pretty steamed up.
Do you have any other school reports?
No, I don't, but I have pictures and estimates.
I'll take a look at the pictures. Is this your truck?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you buy it with your own money?
Yes, ma'am.
How long do you have it?
I just had got it probably 2 weeks prior to the incident.
Is this your first car?
No, it was my second one. My mom had bought my first one, and I told her that she could have it back, and so...
So this is the first one you bought for yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Poole, now I'll hear you.
I walked out of the football field house. Before then, there was an incident at Whataburger. One of my friends told me some guys were making racial slurs about my girlfriend. One of the guys that he mentioned his name that I knew was in football. I said something to him. I asked them if they had something to say it to me. You don't say it to her. That's disrespectful. The next day, two guys were waiting outside the football field house. They're asking me to come over to the car, saying, "I bet you won't say something."
Look at me, sir. Don't look all over the place.
Yes, ma'am. They're asking me to come over to the car and say something to them.
Who was asking you to go over to what car?
I've never seen them before, or the car.
Was it Mr. McCaskill's car?
No, ma'am.
I don't know. I'm not following your story. Go ahead. You kid. Somebody wanted you to say something to somebody. Come on. Did you key his car?
No, ma'am.
No. When he was chasing you, why were you running away?
Because of the two people before him. They followed me in the parking lot.
When you got into the coach's office, did you say, "I'll pay for the damage"? When you, just listen to me carefully, when you got into the coach's office,
yes, ma'am,
did you say, "I'll pay for the damage"?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you tell your father that you said, "I'll pay for the damage"?
Yes, ma'am.
When did you tell your father that you said you would pay for the damage?
That night. But I said that I'd pay for it if my backpack left a scratch. He said on the statement that he heard me run by his car and a scratching sound. And I said, there's metal straps on my backpack. I said, maybe my backpack might have caused the scratching sound. Whenever I saw the keying mark, that wasn't from a backpack.
Mr. Poole.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know that if something doesn't make sense, it's usually not true, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
And there are certain things that are common sense. Let me tell you what they are.
Yes, ma'am.
If a 17-year-old spends his own money that he's worked for to buy a truck or a car, that's usually their prized possession. And if somebody damages that car, what they want to do is have the person who purposely damaged that car be held responsible. You want to say something,
yes,
sir?
Yes, please.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Stand up when you're talking.
Okay. Excuse me, ma'am. The only thing that I witnessed physically was the red whelps on my son's chest from the incident with the, over here on the map where he was walking between the two cars. One of the kids slammed the door open on his chest, and that's why he was...
Not this person.
We're not saying that he did it.
He did nothing.
No.
Do you understand, Mr. Poole, what I just said?
Yes, I do.
A 17-year-old doesn't blame somebody else.
Unless
destroying their property, their car.
Right.
Unless it's the person who did it. Unless there is an overriding reason for them to do that.
Or unless he wants a new paint job.
Why would he blame your son? And why would your son say, "I'll pay for the damage"? What he did was he caused the damage to the truck, And then he said, maybe it was an accident. Maybe my backpack, that's the story he's telling now, maybe my backpack, as I was walking by, hit the truck and scratched it. So all those things, Mr. Poole, are too serendipitous. The fact that he was there at the time that the truck was scratched. The fact that he witnessed the truck being scratched. The fact that he acknowledged after a chase that, well, maybe it was just, maybe I scratched it, but if I did, it was just by accident. Do you understand? He doesn't say he wasn't there, and he doesn't say he didn't scratch it. He said if I scratched it, it was an accident. Are you following me?
Yes.
Good. Sit down. Can I see the estimates, please?
Yes.
Got to pay for the damage that you caused, sir. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,196. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Another friend at the school, which is in his football class, had said something, but I had nothing to do because I was waiting for my girlfriend up there, and so I had nothing to do with it, so I didn't think nothing of it.
I didn't want to go to my car and let them see my car, so I just kept running the field house.
Over the phone, they were saying that I had made racial slurs to them, and that they weren't going to give me the money.
They made racial slurs. I don't know if it's him or friends, but it doesn't matter now.
Plaintiff Darlene Brown is suing anger management counselor Thomas Wilson for a refund of his fee. Darlene says her son was kicked out of class.
Now this is case number 133 on the calendar in the matter of Brown versus Wilson. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Folks, have a seat, please.
Mrs. Brown, I assume that this gentleman here is your son, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
The son who was directed by a court to take anger management classes.
Yes, ma'am.
And I assume that that was as a result of some sort of a domestic dispute?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Wilson runs the anger management program, and your complaint alleges that you paid for part of a course that your son did not take because Mr. Wilson wouldn't let him take it. And Mr. Wilson owes you $200. Mr. Wilson says that your son was disruptive in the class, that he failed to follow the rules, and that he does not refund money. Pretty much is what you're saying, is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Step up, please. Mr. Fugit, when were you directed to take an anger management program?
I don't recall the specific date.
Mrs. Brown, do you?
Yes, ma'am. It was on 4/18/03.
And that was a result of a conviction for domestic violence?
Yes, I was convicted of a domestic violence charge.
Was there any jail time involved?
Yes, I believe there was.
What do you mean you believe?
I don't recall how long I spent in jail for that. I spent some time and I bonded out. I went to court and hired a lawyer, and I was convicted of a domestic violence charge.
And then did you go back to jail?
No, ma'am, I didn't. I was court ordered to go to a doctor and do a psychological evaluation, which I did, and I was directed to do a 32-hour combination class of anger management, 16 hours, and then a 16-hour domestic violence class, and that's what I attempted to do.
Well, so what happened?
Well, I attended the first 16-hour class.
Which was what?
16 hours of anger management.
Okay. So you attended the first half of the two-part series. Second part you didn't attend?
I showed up for the first session of the second part of the series, Your Honor.
And what happened?
There was 4 or 5 of us, and we discussed what was going to be happening, and they showed a video where the husband comes home from work drinking, the wife's there, she wants to get out, go to her friends, she wants to go bowling, he's saying no, he doesn't like her friends, and he's being very verbally abusive to her and physically intimidating, and he slams her up against the drywall, and he draws back his hand like he's going to hit her, and they stop the program. And the instructor, Rick, asked us to please participate and comment on what it is that we saw. And 2 people that were in the class made their comments to it. It came to me. I told the instructor, Rick, that I found the class to be offensive, and I didn't see why I had to sit there and be subjected to that type of domestic violence inside of the class.
Well, you were convicted of domestic violence.
I was convicted of domestic violence, but I'm not a wife batterer. It was under a different circumstance.
You didn't think that you were that kind of a batterer, so why should you be forced to watch that film? Is that really what you were saying? I'm trying to understand. The film wasn't offensive. The film is designed to be instructive.
Correct.
Now, if you found the husband's behavior offensive, that's a different story. I find the man's behavior offensive. So which one was it?
The instructor asked me to participate in the class, and he asked me what I thought of the film. And I just primarily told him that I found the behavior of the man in the film to be offensive. And
I'm not sure that that's what, I mean, that's not. I think that you're playing with me now, Jason, because if you said to the instructor, I found that the man's behavior was offensive, that's the right answer. So I'm not sure that that's what happened.
Okay.
Anyway, you were asked to leave.
Yes, I was.
So your mother paid for the class?
Yes, ma'am.
He was asked to leave the second class. Is that the $200 you want back?
Yes, ma'am.
And?
He was asked to leave, and we sent a notice to the probation officer indicating that he was uncooperative, he didn't show any empathy. So sometime later, he was reordered.
He was reordered to go back to the program?
To go back to our program.
Okay.
And we agreed to take him back, but the condition was that he would have to repeat the anger management portion of the class.
Was there any reason you wanted him to restart the whole program?
Because he didn't show any real evidence that he'd learned anything from the first phase of treatment.
Okay. I would like to see the court order.
This is the original court order.
I want to see the court order. This order was dated April 17, 2003.
Yes, ma'am.
The judge directed your son to complete 32 hours of domestic violence education.
Yes, ma'am.
He was to enroll within 30 days and then promptly complete 32 hours of domestic violence education.
Yes, ma'am.
You did not do that. You enrolled, but you did not promptly complete.
That's what the probation violation was for, and then
Good! Then you belonged in jail. If that's what the order was, you see, I always had a problem when you got a third chance. As a sitting judge, I believe that we send the wrong message to people when they are convicted of a crime, as he was, and given an opportunity to remain at liberty under certain conditions. And then if you do not comply with the conditions, you're given another chance, which is really what happened. If I were the judge in that case, his behind would have been behind bars, and he would have been resentenced. He doesn't get a chance to say, I'm a victim, I don't belong in this place, I don't belong watching this domestic violence film, it offends me. I don't give a rat's behind whether it offends your son or not, madam. I don't.
May I say something?
I'm going to finish.
Okay.
He did not promptly complete 32 hours because he didn't like the first movie.
And he was asked to leave.
He was disruptive to the program. He doesn't have an option. That's part of anger management. Don't you understand? That's part of the drill.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Pauline Brown says anger management counselor Thomas Wilson owes for a refund of his fee. Thomas says Darlene's son was uncooperative, so he was kicked out of the class.
Madam, you have to stop making excuses for your son. It's part of the drill. He doesn't get to choose his punishment. I don't care if they showed movies of somebody shoveling crap into a fan. And he found it offensive. That's what he does. And then when he's court ordered to go back to the program, what you're saying is, well, he completed the first 16 hours. He shouldn't have to complete that first 16 hours again. He should be able to go for the second 16 hours, right?
The court order says he just has to complete 16 hours of domestic violence.
Let me see it.
the judge found that I completed the first 16 hours.
Let me see it.
When I went back to court.
Let me see it.
I also have audio.
Shh. Okay, in August we went back, and right here it says you were to enroll in and then promptly complete the remaining 16 hours of domestic violence. That is true. Did you get a copy of this?
I did, Your Honor.
So? I mean, I wouldn't have done it.
I disagreed with the court, Your Honor.
You can't. Unfortunately, Mr. Wilson, I disagree with the court, too. You can't.
Okay.
I would have put his behind in jail, because one of the problems with domestic violence is, and anger management is, you have to show that you can control yourself well enough to do certain things even if you don't like them. You don't like your wife, you don't like her behavior. This was your wife, wasn't it? This woman that you're supposed to stay away from, Jessica?
That's my ex-wife.
Oh, your ex-wife.
That's not what I was convicted of. That wasn't.
Well, have no contact with her. You mean they just picked her name out of a hat?
That was because of a divorce and a similar circumstance.
You mean they just picked Jessica's name out of a hat to put on this order twice? 2 times. They said, stay away from Jessica.
Maybe I didn't understand the question, Your Honor.
Well, did you commit domestic violence against anybody else except Jessica?
Yeah, that was the charge.
Somebody else or Jessica?
It wasn't against Jessica, Your Honor.
Who was it against?
I'm not exactly sure.
Come on.
I was having problems, and she went over to her brother's. I went over there. I had my infant son in my hand, and I was trying to talk to my wife. And I walked around to the front of the house, and her two brothers and her sister was pulling my child out of my arms.
Listen to me. I'm not getting into that. Were you convicted after a jury trial, or did you plead guilty?
I had hired a lawyer, and it was...
Listen, I asked you one question.
I was convicted of a domestic violence charge. It did not
Just a second.
my wife.
I asked you a simple question, and you're not listening to me, which is the problem that you have. I said, were you convicted after a jury trial, or did you plead guilty? Is that a hard question, Bird?
No.
Were you convicted after a jury trial, or did you plead guilty?
I guess I pled guilty to it.
I guess. Mr. Wilson, this is your problem, sir. You disagreed with the court order. I do too. But we live in a country that is ruled by law. And while I would have made him take the course all over again, the court gave him a break and said he only had to complete 16 hours of the domestic violence portion of the program. What happened to you after August when you didn't complete the program?
I went back and reported to my probation officer, and there was conflict. Earlier, and the probation officer said that there was obviously a problem between me and Mr. Wilson, but the VA wasn't going to violate my probation again under circumstances. I didn't have the money to enroll into another class to complete the class, so it's actually never been finished.
What a travesty. I mean, it's a joke. You're ordered to complete a program. You don't complete the program. You're given another opportunity, because it doesn't say to complete 16 hours in his program. It says completed the other 16 hours. So in August of 2003, you were given a second chance, or a third chance, to be at liberty. And according to you, since August of 2003, you didn't have the money that was necessary to complete 16 hours of domestic violence classes. Is that what you're telling me?
It was already paid to Mr. Wilson.
I don't care. Are you telling me that you didn't have the money to comply with the court order? Is that what you're telling me?
That's what I'm telling you.
In a year and a half? You're a liar. In any event, you owe him $200. You can't second-guess the court. He would have found himself telephoning his mother once a week from a jail cell if it was up to me, but it's not. It's unfortunate that people laugh at the court system because they don't make orders that they are prepared to stick to. Anyway, judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $200. That's all. Out. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He should have followed through with what he was supposed to do.
The program is designed for a spouse batterer, and that's not what I was charged with, the domestic violence.
He was disruptive in my class. He didn't follow the rules.
People are individuals.
He's gone through a lot, and he's up there now.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Romine versus Reynolds. Step forward.
22-year-old clerical worker Catherine Romine is suing her former roommate, 22-year-old medical assistant Jessica Reynolds, for unpaid rent and utility bills. Jessica says she's paid more than her share.
Miss Romine, Miss Reynolds was a friend of yours.
Yes.
Since high school?
Since high school, yes, 9th grade.
And she moved into your home in December of 2003, is that right?
Yes.
And you claim she moved out, owing you money for rent and some other things. And Miss Reynolds says she owes you nothing. She paid all of the expenses that she should have paid when she was there. When she moved in December of 2003, what kind of arrangement did you have with her?
Well, in December, we still had my old roommate, and he was moving out in January 2004. So the agreement in December was for her to pay 1/3 of all utilities and the rent. And thereafter, January 2004 and on, she was supposed to pay half of everything.
Okay. Is that correct?
Yes.
And did she pay 1/3 of the rent and utilities in December?
Only 1/3 of the rent in December. And the gas and electric.
Okay.
Which was under her name. No, it wasn't under my name until January.
Okay. Did she pay her half in January?
Only the rent.
How much was your share of the rent, Miss Reynolds?
$447.50.
What about February?
Yes.
When did you move out, Miss Reynolds?
Weekend of March 1st.
Is that right?
She moved out February 29th. She was supposed to move out on March 4th. So she did not pay those 4 days of rent.
What 4 days?
She had her 3-day notice on February 4th, and she was supposed to move out on March 4th. But she moved out on February 29th, and she did not pay the 4 days of rent that she was supposed to.
So you want her to pay the rent for the 4 days into March 4th.
Yes, because my witness, Karina Valoni, was supposed to move in right after Jessica moved out, which was March 1st.
Yes.
But she came into the apartment and it was still cluttered with Jessica's trash.
Step up. Were you taking over as roommate?
I was at the time, yes.
What's your name?
Karina Valoni.
Ms. Valoni, describe the room when you saw the room on March 1st.
Well, when I walked in, there was a gift bag, like a small gift bag with trash and broken glass in it, and there were various trash items on the floor. And in the bathroom, there was normal dirt, but beyond the dirt, there were dirty underwear in the bathtub. There were various things in the cupboards. In all of the cupboards, there were things.
Okay. When did you come back to get your stuff?
I put my 30-day notice in February 4th. I left February 4th. I paid my rent and I went to live with my mom.
Just a second. Listen to me. When did you get out all of your things?
February 29th.
So the things that were in the room on March the 1st was discarded trash. Is that what you're telling me?
There wasn't.
Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
The stuff that was there was discarded trash.
In a bag.
Oh, it's not just a bag. She's described to me not just a bag.
She's lying.
No, I don't think she's lying. All right, now I understand. And when did you finally clean up the room?
She said that she would come back, and she had until the 4th to actually clean it up. And she never came.
I tried to come back. We talked about the bills, and I asked her to pay her part of the gas and electric. She called me an F and hung up the phone on me.
Okay.
And Miss Valoni moved in. She was living there the whole month of February. And she moved her stuff in. She moved her stuff in the weekend that I moved my stuff out.
No,
I came.
Where was
I
she?
would come once in a while.
I'm speaking. I can't talk over you. In what room was she staying?
In the couch, in the living room, in the room during the week.
I don't
because
know.
She lived too far.
That doesn't have anything to do with you. You had a room. You didn't empty out your room.
But I did move my stuff out the last weekend of February. And she moved her stuff in already. Okay. She was living there the 4 days.
I heard you. What else?
I'm also suing her for the return payment from Cox. When she lent me the money, I paid her back about a week later.
She lent you some money. You paid her back?
Yes.
And what was she supposed to do with the money that she was lending you?
Pay a cable bill for me. She offered.
And how much was the cable bill?
The cable bill was $315.98.
And you paid that cable bill for her?
I called and I made a telecheck over the phone transfer. And Cox Cable made a mistake and they didn't debit it out of my account.
Okay, so she paid you back, so you owe her $315. I'm speaking. So you owe her $315. Is that right?
I feel that for all the food that she consumed, the toiletries, everything that I bought, the laundry, the expenses, my SDG
I don't care what
bill,
you feel. Listen, I don't care what you feel. I don't listen to me. I don't care what you feel.
I have a SDG bill here that she never paid part of.
How much is that for?
It's $450.
Show it to her.
$80 deposit, which was kept, and $70 for the month of February, which I wasn't living there.
Yes?
I never disputed not to pay, and I wrote
I never
her letter.
disputed.
And how much do you owe her?
Half of the bill.
And what is that?
$100.
That doesn't, I'm sorry, but that thing says $70.
Just a second.
$80 deposit.
Listen to me. Sit down.
It doesn't say that on there.
$80 deposit. I had to pay $80 deposit
your
to open
purpose.
it. I had to give an $80 deposit.
Then you should get it back.
I can't get it back because it's for the month of January and February. They took that back. And this is the remainder of what's owed from January and February. And which also carpet cleaning, I paid $55 for because when I moved in, the carpet was completely filthy and disgusting.
Listen to me. I'm not your mother. I'm not your mother, I'm not her mother, and I have absolutely no intention of being the monitor over your $15 bills. She owes you for the 4 days through March 4th. Yes. I absolutely agree that she does. And she owes you the $315 that was not debited from her account, for which you reimbursed her for your cable bill, and $35, which is your share of the utility bill, $340. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all. Step out.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Me and Catherine have been best friends since 9th grade.
I never meant for this friendship to end.
They had to come to this, and that's our home bitterness.
She couldn't just go ahead and pay her dues. We had to actually
tried
go
to.
on TV.
You didn't let me.
Shut up because
no, I tried to. She's a bitter person, obviously. She accused me of sleeping with her ex-boyfriend.
Maybe you did.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Romine versus Reynolds. Step forward.
22-year-old clerical worker Catherine Romine is suing her former roommate, 22-year-old medical assistant Jessica Reynolds for unpaid rent and utility bills. Jessica says she's paid more than her share.
Miss Romine, Miss Reynolds was a friend of yours.
Yes.
Since high school?
Since high school, yes, 9th grade.
And she moved into your home in December of 2003, is that right?
Yes.
And you claim she moved out, owing you money for rent and some other things. And Miss Reynolds says she owes you nothing. She paid all of the expenses that she should have paid when she was there. When she moved in December of 2003, what kind of arrangement did you have with her?
Well, in December, we still had my old roommate, and he was moving out in January 2004. So the agreement in December was for her to pay 1/3 of all utilities and the rent. And thereafter, January 2004 and on, she was supposed to pay half of everything.
Okay. Is that correct?
Yes.
And did she pay 1/3 of the rent and utilities in December?
Only 1/3 of the rent in December.
And the gas and electric.
Okay.
Which was under her name.
No, it wasn't under my name until January.
Okay. Did she pay her half in January?
Only the rent.
How much was your share of the rent, Miss Reynolds?
$447.50.
What about February?
Yes.
When did you move out, Miss Reynolds?
Weekend of March 1st.
Is that right?
She moved out February 29th, and she was supposed to move out on March 4th. So she did not pay those 4 days of rent.
What 4 days?
She had her 3-day notice on February 4th, and she was supposed to move out on March 4th. But she moved out on February 29th, and she did not pay the 4 days of rent that she was supposed to.
So you want her to pay the rent for the 4 days into March 4th?
Yes, because my witness, Karina Valloni, was supposed to move in right after Jessica moved out, which was March 1st.
Yes.
But she came into the apartment, and it was still cluttered with Jessica's trash.
Step up. Were you taking over as roommate?
I was at the time, yes.
What's your name?
Karina Valloni.
Ms. Valloni, describe the room when you saw the room on March 1st.
Well, when I walked in, there was a gift bag, like a small gift bag with trash and broken glass in it, and there were various trash items on the floor. And in the bathroom, there was normal dirt, but beyond the dirt, there were dirty underwear in the bathtub. There were various things in the cupboards. In all of the cupboards, there were things.
Okay. When did you come back to get your stuff?
I put my 30-day notice in February 4th. I left February 4th. I paid my rent, and I went to live with my mom.
Listen to me. When did you get out all of your things?
February 29th.
So the things that were in the room on March the 1st was discarded trash. Is that what you're telling me?
There wasn't.
Shh. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
The stuff that was there was discarded trash.
In a bag.
Well, it's not just a bag. She's described to me not just a bag.
She's lying.
No, I don't think she's lying. All right, now I understand. And when did you finally clean up the room?
She said that she would come back, and she had until the 4th to actually clean it up. And she never came.
I tried to come back. We talked about the bills, and I asked her to pay her part of the gas and electric. She called me an F and hung up the phone on me.
Okay.
And Miss Valloni moved in. She was living there the whole month of February. And she moved her stuff in. She moved her stuff in the weekend that I moved my stuff out.
No,
I came.
Where was
I
she?
would come once in a while.
I'm speaking. I can't talk over you. In what room was she staying?
In the couch, in the living room, in the room during the week.
I don't
because
know.
She lived too far.
That doesn't have anything to do with you. You had a room. You didn't empty out your room.
But I did move my stuff out the last weekend of February. And she moved her stuff in already. Okay. She was living there the 4 days.
I heard you. What else?
I'm also suing her for the return payment from Cox. When she lent me the money, I paid her back about a week later.
She lent you some money. You paid her back?
Yes.
And what was she supposed to do with the money that she was lending you?
Pay a cable bill for me. She offered.
And how much was the cable bill?
The cable bill was $315.98.
And you paid that cable bill for her?
I called and I made a telecheck over the phone transfer. And Cox Cable made a mistake and they didn't debit it out of my account.
Okay, so she paid you back, so you owe her $315. I'm speaking. So you owe her $315. Is that right?
I feel that for all the food that she consumed, the toiletries, everything that I bought, the laundry, the expenses, my SDG
I don't care what you feel. Listen, I don't care what you feel. I don't listen to me. I don't care what you feel.
I have a SDG bill here that she never paid part of.
How much is that for?
It's $450.
Show it to her.
$80 deposit, which was kept, and $70 for the month of February, which I wasn't living there.
Yes?
I never disputed not to pay, and I wrote her a letter.
And how much you owe her?
Half of the bill.
And what is that?
$100.
That doesn't, I'm
No.
sorry, but that thing says $70.
Just a second.
$80 deposit.
Listen to me. Sit down.
It doesn't say that on there. $80 deposit. I had to pay an $80 deposit
your
to open
purpose.
it. I had to give an $80 deposit.
Then you should get it back.
I can't get it back because it's for the month of January and February. They took that back. And this is the remainder of what's owed from January and February. And which also carpet cleaning, I paid $55 for because when I moved in, the carpet was completely filthy and disgusting.
Listen to me. I'm not your mother. I'm not your mother, I'm not her mother, and I have absolutely no intention of being the monitor over your $15 bills. She owes you for the 4 days through March 4th. Yes. I absolutely agree that she does. And she owes you the $315 that was not debited from her account, for which you reimbursed her for your cable bill, and $35, which is your share of the utility bill, $340. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all. Step out.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Me and Catherine have been best friends since 9th grade. I never meant for this friendship to end. If it had to come to this, and that's our home bitterness. She couldn't just go ahead and pay her dues. We had to actually go on TV. You didn't let me. Shut up because no, I tried to. She's a bitter person, obviously. She accused me of sleeping with her ex-boyfriend. Maybe you did.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Thomas versus Green. Step forward.
Account manager Lizette Thomas is suing her nephew's uncle, customer service rep Antonio Green Sr., for a $1,700 cell phone bill. Lizette says Antonio's son stole her nephew's phone and gave it to a girl.
No, I'd like these two young men to come and stand next to their respective parents, guardians. This is your nephew.
Correct.
And you gave him a cell phone.
Yes.
So that he could be in touch with you for emergencies.
Yes.
He lost it.
Correct.
And somehow Mr. Green's son found it. And according to you, Mr. Green's son gave it away.
Yes.
And whoever he gave it away to had a very big mouth. And you got a phone bill for how much?
$1,700.
$1,700. So you want Mr. Green to be responsible for that.
Yes.
Mr. Green says, I didn't use the cell phone. My son didn't use the cell phone. Why should he be responsible?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
When did your aunt give you the cell phone?
Late July.
And why did she give you the cell phone?
For emergencies.
How long did you have it?
About a month.
Until late August?
Yes.
And what happened to it?
I gave it to my coach. We went to a game, and I asked him to hold it, and I left it with him, and we all left.
So what did you do?
I called him and asked him, did he have it? He said yes. I asked him, could he hold it for me? He said yes.
When did you go and get it from him?
I didn't.
Well, why not?
Because I thought if I told my parents, they're going to think I was irresponsible.
That doesn't make sense, what you just said to me. Could you get there by bus?
Yes.
So why didn't you run right over and get it?
I wasn't thinking that time.
Right. You weren't thinking. Now, what's your first name?
Antonio.
Antonio, how did you get this phone?
I found it in the coach bag, and I gave it to this girl trying to impress her.
Just, okay. Don't go through. We have to do this slowly because I have to get things step by step. You found it in the coach's bag when?
Around late August, around the 28th, during the 1st of September.
When you say you found it in the coach's bag, what were you doing in the coach's bag?
Just going in it, sneaking around.
So you stole the phone out of the bag.
Right.
And what did you do with it when you stole the phone out of the bag?
I gave it to this girl. At that time, it was my girlfriend.
And what did you say to her?
I gave her the phone, told her she could use it.
So, Mr. Green.
Yes, ma'am.
See, this is something he didn't put in his answer, that he stole the phone.
Well, yes, I knew that he retrieved the phone.
Not retrieved.
Well, stole the phone around November when I got the call from Miss Thomas.
Stole it.
Right.
So what is it that you did to your son when you found out that he stole this phone?
Can I say on air?
Yes.
I whooped him.
How old are you, Antonio?
16.
You go to school?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you do in school?
Good.
Did you ever steal anything before?
Yes, ma'am.
What?
Cars.
How many?
2 of them.
And when you went to court, did your father go with you?
Yes, ma'am.
How many children do you have, Mr. Thomas?
2, ma'am.
How old are they?
He's 16 and my daughter's 15.
She give you any trouble?
No.
So what are you doing about Mr. Trouble?
Well, right now he's in rehabilitation programs in the city, doing counseling session, peer mentoring programs appointed by the court, urine drops and things like that.
He had a drug problem?
Yes, they said he did.
If they said he did, he probably did.
Of course, he denied that, but they said he did.
Well, he's right out here telling me everything that he did. That's a good thing, because he probably knows that I know anyway.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So you better get pretty busy, because you owe this lady $1,700.
Yes, ma'am.
You stole the phone, you gave it to somebody, and you lied to them and said, I got you this phone, you can use it. They used it, as you told them to. I mean, the fact that you couldn't get your behind out of your room to get on a bus and go pick up the phone doesn't make you a prince. Do you understand that?
Yes.
But, I mean, it's your stupidity, but he did it on purpose. He stole it. And then he gave it away, and he said, I bought your present, use it. And you shouldn't have to suffer for that. Mr. Green shouldn't have to suffer for that either. What Mr. Green has to do is he has to harness this boy and send him out there to collect cans. 5 cents a piece, if that's all he can do. Because somehow you got to impress upon him that when he does something wrong, the whole world can't suffer. He's got to suffer.
Right.
You have to suffer. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,700. That's all.
You may step out.
I was wrong and I was being irresponsible, so I'm happy for them.
I thought the phone was just gonna sit in the bag and maybe the bill will stay low.
Eventually, I thought it would never come up.
I know I'm irresponsible, but I'm glad it came out the way it came out.
With regards to the young lady, a $1,700 phone bill, and maybe she called him twice, so he was getting played either way.
He irresponsibly let it get out of his hands, and it got into the wrong hands, but the judgment was in my favor, and I'm very pleased.
28-year-old craftsman Jamie Cadell and her mother, Margaret Jeannie Pels, are suing Jamie's ex-boyfriend, plumbing contractor John Kuhn, for the value of a stolen money order and for the return of personal property.
Yeah, this is case number 117 on the calendar in the matter of Pels, Cadell versus Kuhn. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, ma'am. Have a seat, please.
What's your first name?
Jamie.
And yours?
Margaret.
You're her mother?
Yes.
You're Miss Peltz?
Yes, I am.
Miss Peltz, you gave your daughter $500 in cash because there was an outstanding warrant for her, she thought, for back child support.
Correct.
She has children who are in the custody of who?
The biological father.
She can speak.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, the biological father.
And how many children do you have?
5.
How old are you?
28.
Are all 5 children with the same father?
No, Your Honor.
Where are the 5 children?
When I got pregnant at 13, and I gave birth at 14, and I had 2 children by the age of 16.
Where are those 2 children?
One is with the adoptive father. My other child was murdered when adopted out.
At what age? 2? Okay. How many children are with their father?
3.
And you have a current child support order, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. You fell behind in your child support?
Yes.
Your mother gave you $500 so you could turn yourself in, according to you, and get the warrant lifted. According to your complaint, Mr. Kuhn got possession of this money order and didn't give it back to you. So you want that $500, and you also claim he has your property, clothes, pictures, etc., that he refused to return to you when he kicked you out of the house. You want a total of $1,200 from the defendant. Mr. Kuhn says you never took your $500. You have your $500. That you have a drug problem, that's probably what you used it for. And as far as your property is concerned, he boxed it all up, put it on the porch. He has no idea what happened to it.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Kuhn, how old are you, sir?
48, I'm sorry.
So you're 20 years older than Jamie, is that
Yes,
right?
that's correct.
The 2 of you lived together for a period of time? Uncross your hands, sir.
On and off for 3 years.
Do you work?
Yes, ma'am.
Does she work?
No, ma'am.
Did she work during the 3 years you were together?
Not one day.
So you were taking care of her and supporting her?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any of her children live with you at the time?
No, we fought tooth and nail to try to get some of these children back for her, but that was to no avail.
Oh. Tell me, Jamie, about this $500 money order.
My mother gave me $500.
Why?
And I turned it into...
Why?
Oh, I'm sorry. For my child support, there was a bench warrant that was issued, so I had, instead of paying $160, I had to pay $500 to get it dropped.
Why didn't you pay the child support?
I wasn't working at the time.
Why not?
I've had medical problems that have kept me from working.
What
and
kind of
also,
medical problems?
I had severe hemorrhaging that went on for months. Not only that, Mr. Kuhn was also very controlling in our relationship.
None of that's true, Your Honor.
Okay, so let's get back to the $500. Your mother gave you $500 in cash, right? Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
Actually, I had the $500 turned into a money order, which I have the receipt.
Good. I'll take a look at that. So she gave you the $500 in cash. You got a money order. Who told you to get the money order?
I wanted to because I wanted to make sure it went to the child support. I didn't trust Mr. Kuhn because of his drug problem.
Just a second. No, Mr. Kuhn.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Okay. And go ahead.
We did go to turn myself in, and they said that they couldn't find any warrants on me, that I would have to go over to city. It wasn't a matter that I could take care of at that point. It was a Friday, so I wanted to contact my attorney the following Monday to find out what I needed to do to resolve the matter. I ended up going out of town with Mr. Kuhn to Fredonia. He had some work out there to do, and the $500 money order went with us both.
Yes.
Upon coming home from Fredonia...
Which was when?
The Friday following.
So you were there for a week?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Go ahead.
When we had returned home, actually it was Mother's Day. I had ran some errands and came home with dinner, and since I wouldn't make his dinner plate, he proceeded to tear up the house and throw objects at me.
Not true, Your Honor.
I'm going to get to you, sir. Uncross your hands. Go ahead.
Upon that, I called my mother to come pick me up because I was afraid for my safety. I left all my belongings. I left with the clothes on my back and no shoes or nothing.
And?
From there, we contacted an officer the next day to follow me over so I can try to get my things. Mr. Kuhn had changed the locks. My house key no longer worked. We do know he was home. He would not answer the door.
I'm still not hearing about the $500 money order.
Mr. Kuhn was in possession of it. He told me he would not let me have it, that he didn't trust me, that he would return it to my mother.
When did he tell that to you?
We had a huge fight in Fredonia, and I asked for it back.
What was the fight about in Fredonia?
I do not recall what the fight was about.
Do you recall?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Want to tell me about it?
The fight in Fredonia was about the fact that she wanted to cash the money order and spend it to buy pills from a friend.
What kind of pills?
Lortabs in specific.
What are they for?
They are painkiller. They're Lortabs, Oxycontins. This has been a prevalent problem throughout the entire relationship.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Elle says ex-boyfriend John Kuhn stole her money order and won't return her belongings. John says Jamie used the money order to buy drugs.
Okay. You have a drug problem, Jamie?
In the past, I did, yes, Your Honor.
Well, in the past, I mean, you're talking about yesterday, a month ago, 6 months ago?
I've been clean for a month and a half, Your Honor.
Prior to the month and a half, you've had a drug problem. What kind of drugs?
Lortabs and meth, which John actually introduced me into.
But you've been with him for 3 years, according to him. Is that right, off and on?
About that, yes.
But you lost your children way before that. You lost your children as a result.
When I was very young.
You weren't very young. You were 25. According to you, you're 28 years old.
No.
Listen to me carefully. I'm talking about the 3 children that are with their biological father at this point.
Okay.
You visit with them? Is not an answer. Do you visit with them? The answer is either yes or no.
Yes.
When?
Right now, it's been suspended.
Okay. Has it been suspended because of your drug use?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
I mean, I was a family court judge, madam. They don't preclude a parent, especially a mother in family court, from seeing her children unless there's a serious problem. So in Fredonia, when you were there with Mr. Kuhn, You had a fight. You said you don't remember what it was about. Mr. Kuhn says that you wanted to buy pills from a friend of his. So if you don't remember what the fight was about, I have to assume that he's telling me the truth.
Your Honor, he needed $50 because he had not gotten paid on his jobs. I told him he could use $50 out of the money order for food for us. He promised to pay me that back when he got paid on this job. It was not for drugs.
Ms. Kuhn, you were not working over the 3-year period, so I assume you were being supported, the two of you, since you were living together somehow. Were you being supported because Mr. Kuhn was working?
Working, but he was also very controlling.
I don't care about controlling. He was working.
Off and on, Your Honor.
And that's how you supported yourself?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh.
And my mother.
What happened to the $500, sir?
I honestly don't know. The last time I saw the money order was on a Thursday evening in my wallet, and by Friday it was gone.
Where were you with it? Were you in Fredonia at the time?
We were in Fredonia at that time.
Now, you drove back when, sir? On Sunday?
Late Friday evening.
You drove back together?
Yes.
Did you ask her about it?
Yes, I did.
What'd she say?
It was none of my business. It was her money. She could do with it what she wanted to. It's what she
What
told
happened on Sunday when you got home?
Saturday, she slept all day, which was something that I was accustomed to. Sunday, about 5 o'clock, she woke up. We had purchased Mother's Day cards for our respective parents, and my mother's in a home. She's disabled. And I told her, my mother's not going anywhere. Get off your butt. Go see your mother. Give her your card. You know, take care of some things. I gave her $25 and told her to bring home some supper, since I obviously wasn't going to get any other way. 4 hours later, she showed up and she was high. She had cold fried chicken, 7 pieces of cold fried chicken, and said that they had cheated her out of the mashed potatoes, corn, or whatever that was supposed to go with it. I had been working at the house. I live on 3 acres, and I had grass to cut. And I was hot and I was tired, and she told me to fix my own damn plate, threw the chicken on the table, at which time I told her she needed to call her mother because I wasn't going to put up with it any longer. As far as her being in fear of her life, I don't know what that's about. She called her mother, and I told her mother over the phone she needed to come get her daughter, that I was through playing this game.
Did she come and get her?
Yes, she did.
Okay.
She came straight away.
Ms. Peltz, either on Sunday or Monday, did you go to Mr. Kuhn's house to pick up your daughter?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And at what time? Don't speak.
It was roughly probably around 5:36 in the evening.
And when you got there, was your daughter inside the house or outside of the house?
She was outside the house.
Where was she outside of the house?
Across the street at a convenience store.
And she got into the car and you left?
Correct.
When was the next time you went back to or telephoned Mr. Kuhn?
The day after we wanted to go get Jamie, my daughter's belongings. When I picked her up, all she had was the clothes on and no shoes. She wanted her court papers and her clothing and her personal belongings, which are pictures of my grandchildren.
Okay, she wanted her clothing and some photographs.
Yes.
And what happened when you got there?
He wouldn't answer the door.
Okay. Do you have her clothing, sir?
No, ma'am, I do not.
What did you do with it?
They called me repeatedly on Monday, made threats, so on and so forth. On Tuesday the 11th, I called them and I told them about 7:30 at night that I was leaving and I would not be home for an entire 24-hour period. That their clothes
Who
were
did you
setting.
speak to?
I spoke twice to their answering machine because they know my phone number and they never answer the phone when I call. That's just their way they do things.
You put her clothes outside.
2 bags of clothes, 3 boxes of court papers that were generated from my computer at my expense anyway, but they were her court papers. Nevertheless, she got them. There was a few pictures, an 8x10 and a little bitty photo album about this big of snapshots. This person here happened to be there when I set the clothes out and made the first phone call.
Oh, really? Step up. Tell me your name.
Linda Gordon.
What were you doing at Mr. Kuhn's home?
I'd gotten off work at 6 o'clock that evening. My boss had asked me to please go talk to him about getting him to come down and do some work on our beach bathrooms.
How do you know him?
I used to be an employee of his years ago, and we then became friends.
Anything more than friends?
No, never.
Now, tell me about what you saw and heard.
When I'd gotten out there, I went out there, was going to speak with Jamie and John, because I had been visiting with them anyway, and see their new house. I hadn't been out there yet. And when I got there...
So you knew Miss Cadell as well?
Yes. When I got there, John was in the middle of, packing some things up, and I had asked what was going on. He said, She was leaving, and he would be more than happy to come in and give that bid, but he had to get this done first. I actually helped him pack some things, and it was approximately 7:30 to 8 o'clock or so when he did call and say he had packed them, put them out back in a breezeway in a little alcove so they wouldn't be bothered by the weather, and I proceeded to go back into Wichita. He said he'd meet me there.
Is there a key that's required to get into the breezeway?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
And you heard him make that phone call?
Yes, ma'am.
Is the breezeway shielded from the street so that you don't see it from the street?
You cannot see anything from the street. It is a garage breezeway behind the house. There's no way it can be seen. Nobody knew the clothes were there except her and I.
Your Honor, I have a PFA against him because of the incident that took place.
Let me see.
This is the second PFA I've had to take out
Yes,
on him,
the
Your
first one
Honor.
she dismissed. I have evidence here that she dismissed the first one when I paid her child support again.
Your Honor, he's bounced a lot of checks.
What?
I'm sorry. He bounces a lot of checks. He wrote a hot
Listen,
check to her.
Madam, I don't know why somebody who's 48 years old, who is a seemingly responsible guy, who has a job, who has a business, takes up with somebody 20 years his junior who's a drug abuser. I don't know why somebody who's, rap type does that anyway. I think that there's something wrong with him. I don't want you to get me wrong. I think that anybody who does that is looking to control somebody else because that's the symbiotic relationship that you enjoy. You're a drug abuser, unemployed, got 5 kids.
I didn't know
I'm
she was-
speaking. He pays your child support, he takes care of your bills, and he has the ability to say to you, prepare a plate of food for me. Listen to me, that's the dynamics. If you don't want to be controlled by somebody, whether it's this man or your mother or any of the other fathers of your children, what you do is you get your behind out of bed and you go and get a job and support yourself and pay rent and pay food and make a car payment and pay insurance and take care of yourself. I have no sympathy for you, and I have no idea where your $500 is. I have no confidence that he didn't spend it, but I have equally no confidence that she didn't take it out and buy pills. You hearing me?
Yes.
Good.
I have a tracer on that. We're
Good.
having it
So,
traced.
show just a second.
On it.
If you have a tracer on it, do you
got
have
it.
proof?
Okay.
If you have a tracer, do you have proof that he cashed this money order?
No, I've been waiting for it in the mail. No,
Listen, I don't
No, I
care
don't.
what's in the mail. Listen to me very carefully, madam. If you have a tracer and if you're able to show me that he cashed the money order...
It's on that paper.
On which paper?
The very first one that he given you.
Yes. Show me where it says that he cashed it.
No, back behind there is a tracer on the
Yes.
money order, and I'm waiting for the name.
Well, what does that do for me? What does that do for me? I'm the fact finder. The tracer could say she cashed it. The tracer could say he cashed it.
John-
Put your hand down. The tracer could say the drug dealer cashed it. It's a money order. It's a blank money order. Do you understand?
I understand
Okay,
that.
so I have no confidence that your daughter didn't take that money order, just like a person who's involved with drugs steals. Do you understand?
I understand, but he
Good.
has a drug problem.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me, madam.
I'm listening.
Mr. Kuhn.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. That's
Don't,
just
Nick.
hilarious.
Don't, Nick. You're irritating me. I mean, as much as she is, you're irritating me.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Now, I don't know where your $500 is, madam. I don't know whether your daughter took it or Mr. Kuhn took it. There is just as likely that she took it and spent it on pills as he took it and did something else with it. Do you understand?
I understand.
Very good. Put your hand down. As far as her property is concerned, I believe this witness that he packed up the property and put it in the breezeway. I believe that he did that. And I don't know who came and got it. I don't know whether she came and got it or you came and got it and you think you're going to put one over on me. I guarantee you're not. Now, you have a counterclaim, sir.
Yes, I do,
Your
Your Honor.
counterclaim is that you voluntarily paid her child support payments.
Correct.
$1,200.
That's right.
That's real nice of you. So why are you bothering me with it now?
Because I was promised that I would be paid back this money, and I can document the fact that I have paid. I have received.
Oh, I believe that you paid, sir. I believe that what you were doing is you were supporting Jamie.
I was
and
keeping her out of jail.
You were
She went to
keeping-
jail 5 times.
Listen to me, Mr. Kuhn. All you have to do is say, I'm leaving. Do you understand? Or you're leaving. Do you understand?
I did.
That's all you have to do, which is what you did. But then you can't come to court and sue for money. You pay her child support because you were living together and enjoying her companionship, whatever that was. You don't come to court and sue for it now. Do I make myself clear? You knew she wasn't working. You knew she had no capacity to pay you back.
She was supposed to get a job.
Well, she didn't, and she didn't in 3 years.
That's correct.
Right, good. So your counterclaim's dismissed. She doesn't, it was not a loan. And I have no clue what happened to the $500, so her claim is dismissed. That's all.
Excuse me, step out.
I'm sorry that she's so upset. You know, I really did care about her.
Mr. Kuhn actually got me addicted to drugs. I'd never even tried drugs in my life until he came into my life.
There was just nothing I could do to help her.
He used it to get me addicted. I feel, you know, to keep a hold of a younger woman.
I would make my own dinner and clean my own house and wash my own clothes.
I just knew that he's a compulsive liar, and what comes around goes around, and God will get him back.
It's typical display for her.
Being with him was just very depressing, and I got addicted to the drugs.
I was praying that things would get better.
I would like to tell anybody else out there, stay away from it. It's bad.
Maintenance supervisor David Diekema is suing his stepson, 21-year-old cook Kirk Smith, for unpaid loans to help with his legal troubles. Kirk says he paid him back by mowing the lawn.
Come to order, all rise. Quiet, please. Thank you. Yeah, this is case number 125 on the calendar in the matter of Diekema versus Smith. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Mr. Diekema, this young man is your stepson.
Yes.
I assume that this is your son. Is that right?
Yes.
How old are you?
21.
What's your first name?
Kirk.
According to you, you loaned Kirk some money. He got himself into some trouble.
Yes.
A couple of times. And you bailed him out.
Correct.
He hasn't paid you back, and he promised he would.
Correct.
The first thing Kirk says is that he did borrow the money from you, and in exchange for the money, he said he would mow your lawn for the summer, which he did.
Yes.
That was the payback.
Yes.
Right? That was his first excuse. The second excuse is that his mother told him he didn't have to pay you back. Right?
Correct.
And I can take my choice, one from column A or column B, depending upon how
Well,
it
they're
feels.
for separate things.
What was the first loan for, Mr. Diekema?
Initially, the one where he was going to mow our lawn was we bailed him out of jail, and he was going to repay us, but he couldn't. And he was going to mow our lawn for us to help to repay that loan. And he did mow our lawn one time.
I mowed the lawn more than once.
Shh, don't answer him. Was he living with you at the time?
No, ma'am, he was not.
Was not. All right, well, tell me about this bailing him out of jail. Tell me about it.
That time was in February of 2003, and the bail was $325.
What was your offense, Kirk?
Driving on a suspended license.
What was the license suspended for?
It was suspended for an MIP.
What's an MIP?
Is a minor in possession.
Minor in possession of what?
Alcohol.
Okay. Is that the first time your license was suspended?
No, it isn't.
What was it suspended for prior to that?
For MIPs, a minor in possession of alcohol a couple times, and then for driving on a suspended while suspended.
Been arrested for anything else?
I've been arrested for, when I was a minor, for doing a gas and go.
You know, I've been a judge for a very long time. I'm pretty familiar with the penal law. I never heard of a gas and go.
Well, I went to a gas station and I stole gas, and then I left without paying for it.
So you stole gas?
Yes.
Safe to say, Kirk, you don't abide by the rules.
I try to. I've made some poor mistakes.
You've made a lot of mistakes.
Yes, I have.
Okay. So, $325 was the first bail.
Yes.
And is that what he was supposed to pay back by mowing the lawn?
Yes.
And how many times do you say you mowed the lawn?
I mowed it at least a couple of times, and plus
At least a couple.
Well, it was for more than just the 300. It was for my probation fines that were also with that, and plus for another fee that I'd gotten for counseling.
Fine. $325, and what were the probation fines?
I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was somewhere around $280.
Okay, $280.
And then the counseling classes were about $350.
$955. Okay. So, right?
That's right.
So, stepfather says you mowed the lawn once. You say I mowed the lawn at least a couple of times. So what you're telling me is, how much property do you have, Mr. Diekema?
It's approximately half an acre.
So you think that you're worth almost $500 a mow for half an acre? Kirk, is that what you're telling me? Doesn't that sound stupid to you?
It does sound stupid.
It sounds, no, not It does sound stupid. Well, I'm glad you at least say it does sound stupid. Because according to your stepfather, let's say you took your stepfather's figure of $325, and if you mow the lawn twice, according to you, that's $160 a mow. That's even high for half an acre, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
But it's not $500 a mow for half an acre. So you see, what I'm trying to get across to you, Kirk, is if you think that you're going to second guess the answers to these questions, don't do it.
I'm not just second guessing.
Yes, you are, sir. Okay. Because I just made you look very foolish, which wasn't your intention, I assume.
No.
Is this your girlfriend?
Yes.
So I assume you don't want to look like a fool in front of your girlfriend. Did he just look foolish?
I suppose.
You wouldn't think he's worth $500 to mow half an acre, would you?
I don't have a half an acre.
You know what half an acre looks like?
Yes.
You think that that's a lot of money to mow half an acre?
Yeah.
Yeah, unless he cuts it with the tweezers. When he only mowed the lawn once, did you say to him, hey, Kirk, the deal was you're supposed to mow the lawn for the summer?
I never see him, so, I mean, I came home from work, the lawn was mowed, and that was it. And he rarely ever talks to me, we never have contact, and he hasn't spoken to me in quite some time. So, no, I did not get the opportunity to do that.
Step up. What about you? Did you call your son and say to your son you were supposed to come over and mow the lawn?
That was originally for the $325. He had made a payment of like $100, I think, originally on that.
You gave him $100.
Yes.
Kirk, when you make a partial payment, that's evidence of a loan. Do you know that? I just taught you a piece of law. What's next?
For the next time, we had to pay court fines and court fees of, well, there were several. There was $918 to the 59th District Court. There was $200.
What is that? Was that for?
That was, he was either going to go to jail or we paid $918 to keep him out of jail.
Was that a different time, Kirk?
It was for the driving on a suspended.
Well,
that's
you
the
had
only violation they bailed me out of jail for.
You had several of those, according to you.
Yes, I have had several, but that was the only one that they've bailed me out of jail for, the only time they've bailed me out of jail for anything.
Well, that's $918
and I'm
was court
deeply
costs.
under the impression, because in Zealand, the police I had got pulled over, and a police officer said that I was told on by Mr. and Mrs. Bell for driving on a suspended license. And so I was under the impression that my mother is the one who's told on me for driving on a suspended and got me the bail fines, and I've been under the impression that she bailed me out of feeling sorry. And it's not something I've brought up to her because, you know, I don't...
Just a minute. So what you think is that your mother notified the police that you were driving on I'm speaking.
Yes, ma'am.
That you were driving on a suspended license because you were driving on a suspended license for the second time. And that you believe that the reason she bailed you out of jail was because she felt guilty about having told the police that you were breaking the law. Is that what you're telling me? I just want to make sure that that's what you're telling me.
Yes, Your Honor, but...
All right.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Deekema says his stepson, Kirk Smith, owes for loans to bail him out of jail. Kirk says his mother forgave the loan.
How much did you lend him altogether?
Altogether, it was $3,476.
And how much did he pay back?
$1,150.
Okay, Kirk, you got 30 seconds to convince me that you don't owe your stepfather $2,326. And your time starts right now.
Well, I feel that, you know...
Forget mowing the lawn.
I've forgotten about it. They haven't been, you know, done much for me, and this time that they helped me out, they told me, it wasn't my mom that told me I didn't have to pick it, it was Dave. He said, you know, don't worry about it, you know, get yourself on track and all that kind of stuff. And that is why I feel that I don't owe that.
I did tell him at one time that he did not have to worry about making timely payments because he could not make the payments, and that it was okay if we stretched it out beyond the original time that we set up, he and I agreed upon.
Which was what time?
We agreed upon 1 year to pay this money back, and so there were several times where he could not make any payments to me, and I said that that was okay, we'll just stretch the loan out longer, but that did not mean that he did not have to pay that
You did
money
not
back.
forgive the loan, you just gave him additional time to pay it.
That is correct.
Could you ever tell your son he didn't have to pay back the money?
No. No, it was Dave that told me that.
Well, that's not what you say in your answer. In your answer, you say it was your mother.
Well, because earlier you asked me and you said that my mom told me it was Dave, and I mistakenly said the wrong person. I'm correcting myself now. It was Dave that had told me that, and he did say that.
You make a lot of mistakes, Kirk.
Yeah, I do.
Where are you working now?
I work at the New Holland Brewery.
Oh. Yeah, all these people think that that's very funny. I mean, it's rude of them, but there is a certain honesty about it that is inescapable. You owe your stepfather $2,326. Take care of your responsibilities. You're 21 years old?
Yes.
Stop making mistakes. You're getting too old to make mistakes.
I know.
And I would suggest that you stop making mistakes, too. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I would like to see us move forward and be able to look beyond this.
I've never really, gotten to know him to begin with.
Hopefully everybody can learn that this was a lesson and forgive.
A police officer in Zealand had told me that somebody had called the cops and he made inclination on who it was.
Just hope he learns from it, that's all.
I can't really say there's been much of a relationship to begin with, so...
I hope that we can have a relationship in the future.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Landers versus Lowry. Step forward.
Forklift operator Darrell Landers is suing his ex-neighbor, Rochelle Lowry, for an unpaid loan for tires and lost wages. Rochelle is countersuing for assault and harassment.
Mr. Landers, it is your claim that you made a loan to the defendant during the time when she was separated from her husband. I assume this is your husband?
Yes, ma'am.
The loan was for tires for her car. You want that money back.
Yes.
You say that you gave her other monies, you paid for other things during the course of your brief relationship. You don't want that money back because that was a gift, but the tires clearly a loan.
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Lowry says that the tires as well were a gift from you. There was never any discussion of repayment for the tires. And she has a counterclaim because she says that you became both abusive and assaultive when she reconciled with her husband. And she has a whole litany of things that you allegedly did to her. How did you meet her?
Met her, she moved into an apartment. It was a fourplex. She moved into an apartment right below me, not right below me, but kitty corner below me.
Okay.
So they lived
and
there
when she moved into the apartment complex, was she with her husband or not with her husband?
Yes, for a few months, I guess, before he went to prison.
And when did he go to prison?
Imagine a year ago. Not sure the
Give me the
exact
month. When did he go to prison?
April.
April of 2003?
Yes, ma'am.
And how long was he incarcerated?
He got out of prison, was it April of this year?
January 8th.
And when did you begin a relationship with Miss Lowry?
Sometime around June of
A couple of months later.
2003, I guess, yes, ma'am.
Tell me how that started.
We just wound up, working in the yard together and all that, gardening and all that. I helped her out with some, stuff she needed done, and just wound up. She was going to get divorced because he was gone for 5 years, and lo and behold, it just happened,
When was the loan for tires?
Her mother-in-law's car broke down about 30 miles from the residence.
Mother-in-law's, did you say?
Yes. The tires were so bad, one was blown completely and the other one had treads sticking out of it.
Okay. When was that, sir?
February of 2004.
Well, you got out of jail in January, you said. Is that right?
Yes.
Did you go home?
I was back in jail. I think it was January
Okay, so you were back in jail.
17th, yes.
What did they do, let you out by mistake?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor, they did.
It's not a mistake now, is it?
No.
Okay, so she's on her way back from someplace. So what happened?
The next day, me and her stepfather went to go retrieve the car, so I put a spare on it, drove it with the one, real bald tire, about 5 miles to a tires place, put tires on it, drove it back home.
What did she say to you and what did you say to her that caused you to go back with her relative to get the car?
That she would pay me, if I bought the tire, she would pay me as soon as she got her check, which is on the 3rd, and this was like February 29th, so I said, okay. So I charged it on my charge card. And then when it came time to pay me, she skipped town.
How much were the tires?
$107, I believe. I have the receipt right here in my credit card statement.
Can I see them, please?
Yes. I have pictures of the car also if you want to see it with the tires.
No.
Okay.
Well, but you're suing her for much more than that, sir.
It was for, I was told I could do it for wages for the days I missed for going to court. My day's wages.
No, you can't.
Okay, so then I guess you have to drop the day's wages.
$107.08. Okay, so I'll hear you.
Your Honor, Daryl did buy the tires for my mother-in-law's car. There was never no agreement on paying him back.
How did he get to the car in the first place?
With my stepfather.
And that was in February?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you remember it was the beginning of February or the end of February?
It was towards the end of February.
And when did your husband get out of prison after they put him back and then
He got out at the end of March, beginning of April.
And where's the car now?
It's my mother-in-law's car. It's in the home with her in Wisconsin.
You don't drive it?
No, ma'am.
Were you driving it then in February?
Yes, ma'am.
And you were driving it in March?
The first part of March, yes.
Now tell me about your counterclaim.
I'm countersuing him for the damage he did to my house, to the apartment that I rented. I did not get my deposit back. Part of my deposit, I moved simply because of the fact that he was harassing me, stalking my daughter. I have a 22-month-old baby. Your Honor, I have pictures. I had a garden in the backyard. He dug up all my flowers. He dug up my rose bushes.
Did you see him do that?
Yes. He also kicked in my front door.
Just a second. Let's start. Did you dig up her garden?
No, ma'am.
Did you have to pay for that?
I paid for the flowers, not the part that he dug it up. No.
Okay. What else?
I don't know if he punched or kicked. I was inside of my living room, my front door. It was a big hole this size. I didn't get half my deposit back because of that.
When?
That's right before I moved, the end of February.
Tell me about it.
I was inside of my house. This happened every day, Your Honor. He would call me.
Just tell me what happened the end of February.
I was inside of my house with my daughter, and he was banging on the door and banging on the door. Let me in, you owe me money.
Oh, just let me in, you owe me money.
Can I say it on TV?
Shh, just a second. Let me in, you owe me money.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you say to him?
I said, Daryl, you're drinking. You're not coming in my house. No. Quit calling me. Quit coming over here.
Okay. So he wanted his money.
Mm-hmm.
And you already told him that you weren't going to see him anymore.
I told him to stay away from the house, yes.
Okay.
I was very scared of him.
Okay. When did you start to get scared of him?
After I seen through him, my husband kept warning me.
Just a second. When did you start to get scared of him?
Very scared of him?
No, let's say a little bit scared of him.
Beginning of the year.
Beginning of January?
Before he even bought the tires.
So why did you let him buy the tires?
I didn't have any other choice. I was a single mom. I was sick. I had no money.
Why'd you get a job?
I'm disabled, Your Honor.
What's the matter with you?
I have Wegener's vasculitis.
What does that mean?
It's like a form of cancer. It attacks my heart, my lungs, and my kidneys.
And when were you diagnosed with that illness?
1994.
It seems to me you can do everything else except work. You can have a husband, you can have a house, you can take care of your house, you can take care of a garden, you can drive all over Wisconsin. What you can't do is work. That's peculiar. He wants $107 for the tires. You went back to your husband. Give him the $107. Okay? You got it? Good. Counterclaim's dismissed. That's all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You step out.
The whole time I kind of knew she was using me somewhat, but towards the end I thought it was just, that's all it was for.
It was an everyday thing. He gave me money, gifts, helped me pay my bills. The tires was no exception.
She's way out there. I don't know what she's talking about.
I'm not real pleased with all of it, so... And I just think that he got lucky that the only thing that happened here was a court proceeding.
She had different guys over there all the time, 3, 4 in the morning. I had no idea what was going on, and, as far as I know, she was still getting divorced, but, ours just got too volatile, it fell apart,
I think that my wife wears her heart on her sleeve, and she thinks everybody's good, but sooner or later, somebody wants something for whatever they give them.
Suing fellow motorist, weight loss center salesperson Danielle Caruso for ramming her Nissan Sentra in a fit of road rage. Danielle says it was Marquita who hit her.
Yeah, this is case number 87 on the calendar in the matter of Wilcox versus Caruso. And look, we have visual aids.
Visual aids?
Visual aids.
Would you tell everybody to sit down, please?
Oh, yeah, have a seat. Thanks for reminding me.
Officer Byrd, we have a case here of 2 young ladies involved in a case of road rage. You don't have anything to do with this case other than you own this car that she was driving.
And my father.
But you don't know anything about it.
No, nothing.
So you can sit behind the visual aid over there.
Sure.
Usually we have guys involved in road rage. You know, they get all those hormones and stuff they have all juiced up. Anyway, Ms. Wilcox, it is your claim that the defendant, in an act of road rage, caused an accident which caused your car to be damaged.
Yeah.
She says that you were the one responsible for this unfortunate incident that happened on the highway, or were it not for your actions, the accident would not have taken place. So first, why don't you tell me when this incident happened and where you were going?
On the morning of February 12th, 2004, I was on my way to work.
What time?
At about 9:20, between 9:20 and 9:30.
What time do you do at work?
10 o'clock.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a paralegal.
What kind of car were you driving?
A Nissan Sentra.
What year?
2002.
And you have a current valid driver's license and did at the time of the incident?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, tell me what happened.
On the morning of February 12th, I was on my way to work. I was traveling southbound on Nob Hill Road, which Nob Hill Road, if you enter the left lane, it turns onto the expressway, which is State Road 84. We consider it to be I-595.
Which is your car?
I'm number 2. Mrs. Knight was number 1. As we entered on the expressway, I proceeded over into the center lane. As this lane ends, if you stay in this lane, you'll end up getting back off the expressway. Ms. Knight was upset that as we went to get on the expressway, I entered in front of her to get on the expressway. She was behind me yelling obscenities, acting like she was going to bump the back of my car.
So maybe you cut her off?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Your Honor, absolutely.
Shh. Maybe you cut her off?
Yes.
And she was angry?
Yes.
Go ahead.
We entered on the expressway. I proceeded into the center lane. Mrs. Knight came around me from the center lane to make her way into the third lane, where she hit that vehicle, knocked her into the median. She then came around me. As she came around me, she gave me her middle finger, as to say, you know, what the middle finger means. She came around me. She then bumped the front of me to cut me off and knock me out of my lane. She knocked my car spun out of control over here, and then back over here, where I landed into the path of the first car that she knocked out, which is vehicle 3. She continued east on State Road 84, where 2 cars had to follow her to bring her back.
Not your car?
No. I was knocked off into the median. As she came back yelling, she came back cursing.
Okay, stop. Go pick it up in a second.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay, Your Honor. Actually, there's no way possible that I could have proceeded 3 lanes over, because at 9:30 in the morning on 595, it's a major highway.
No, don't tell me what's impossible.
I have a picture here just to show you. Okay, so the accurate is, she was in front of me, like she said. I'm here, smashing her brakes on, flicking me off as I waved and killed her with kindness, because my mom always taught me, you kill people with kindness. Don't feed into them. So I didn't. I tried to get over another lane and just chose right here. She got in front of me again, smashing on her brakes on a major highway, flicking me off as I'm laughing at her, because it was kind of comical to me. I was on my way to work as well. I did get over into the third lane because we still had the on-ramp lane. And as I did, I passed her. And when I passed her, I looked right at her and said, yeah, baby, you ain't in front of me anymore. I enjoyed that because you know what? She can't smash her brakes in front of me anymore. So I'm not going to rear-end someone and be at fault. So I proceeded to pass her. As I proceeded to pass her, she sped up and tried to cut in front of me. She couldn't, because my car had a little more power, I had a Ford Taurus, and it did pass her. As I passed her, she tried to push me into this lane. I couldn't go because there was a BMW truck. I did not hit that BMW truck. It is not in the accident report. That BMW truck had to go into the side of the highway here to avoid me hitting her, because it was a near miss, like it says right here. At that point, I decided to stay in this lane. That's when she continued to come in this lane, swiped the back end of my car here, which, due to her, driving ability, spun her out into a NASCAR scene, which spun her out uncontrollable until she sideswiped the front end of the BMW truck, which ended them both up, her in the middle median grass area. I had no choice, because there was so much traffic still by us, to exit off, stop and call 911, which I did, and it's in the 911 report. At that point, by the time you exit, go through a shopping center, and get back on the highway, it takes a couple minutes. I then got back on the highway this way, met at the accident in the median, and her hands were going all up in the air, how I was wrong. Like I said, my mom told me to kill him with
May I see the
kindness.
police report, please?
I have the police report right here.
I'd like to see it.
And Your Honor, she did hit the first car.
Just a second. Did you speak to the police
Yes, I
officer?
did.
And you spoke to the police
Yes.
officer. Did the driver of the BMW speak to the police officer?
Yes, they spoke to each of us separately.
Okay, that's what it suggests here. Now, after the police officer questioned the plaintiff and the driver of the BMW, you were issued a citation for careless driving. And I'm going to quote what the police officer wrote in the police report, which says exactly what she says happened. That you were driving fast. It said that vehicle number 3 was traveling on the inside lane, that vehicle number 3 was knocked off the road because of your driving, that you went over from one lane all the way over to the other lane. That's not the way we drive.
Excuse me, Your Honor. That vehicle, that is the witness of vehicle number 3, did not, they were on the highway prior to us entering the highway, so she did not see the reason why I was driving accurate exactly.
I don't know what she saw or not. All I know is you came onto the highway and you proceeded, because your car, according to this, was going faster than her car, to go all the way over into the far left lane. That's what this says you were doing. You were in a big hurry.
To avoid someone from smashing their brakes on.
Madam, I do not believe you. I do not believe that this woman got in front of you and then smashed her brakes on so that you would hit her in the rear. She doesn't look like a psychotic to me.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Says, fellow motorist Danielle Caruso rammed her Nissan Sentra in a fit of road rage. Danielle says Marquita was trying to cause an accident.
Let me see your damages, please.
This is my damage. This is the estimate from her insurance company, and this is my pictures of my car as well.
It's clear that she hit your car.
Yes, ma'am. 2 witnesses had to bring her back, and they both came back to the scene to let the police know that they wanted to make sure that she was coming back.
Okay, the objective things that I have are a police report, which is totally consistent with the plaintiff's story. I have pictures which clearly indicate to me that something hit her car, not that her car hit something else, which is totally consistent with this version of events. And I have a story that suggests to me that you were traveling too fast, that you wanted to get over into the fast lane. And not only did you almost cause an accident with another car, because you were going fast enough, and according to you, that road is very heavily traveled.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you could not possibly have gone from the far right lane to the far left lane.
Especially
But you
on
did.
high speed.
But you did, because you cut off the BMW.
The BMW collided
All
with her
right,
car.
all right. You lost your temper. You acted like a fool, and you shouldn't have.
I waved at her and smiled.
You acted like a fool. Did you have insurance?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what was your deductible?
It's $500.
Okay, so you're really looking for the $500 deductible?
Well, no, because in the state of Florida, we're not required to carry comp and collision. At the time, I did not carry comp and collision.
You did not?
No, ma'am.
Why didn't you carry collision?
At the time, it wasn't on my policy. I had a policy under my mother, and at the time, it just wasn't. We did not know.
Is the car fully paid for?
No, ma'am.
Well, if it's not fully paid for, you have to carry collision.
Yes, you do. In the state of Florida, it is required.
Just a second. We understand each other?
Yes, ma'am.
If you don't have a car that's fully paid for, you are required to carry collision insurance. So you're going to send to me a copy of your insurance policy that was in existence on the car at the time of this accident in February. Now, did you have your car fixed?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
I just haven't had it to pay for it yet. I'm still paying the car note. I just haven't had it to pay the damages.
Okay. This is what we're going to do, Miss Wilcox. I believe that the defendant is responsible for your damage to your car. And either your out-of-pocket expenses are $500,
yes, ma'am,
or they are $4,300. And I'm going to defer that judgment until you furnish me with the insurance policy that was in effect in February of 2004 when this accident happened.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, judgment for the plaintiff, that's all.
Apologize, you may step out.
I did not hit her car. That's why my car had no damage.
She had a white car. My car is blue. I had white paint on my car. So how would she not have damage?
Miss Wilcox's hands were all up in the air, freaking out, yelling in road rage.
Mrs. Knight was totally upset that I got in front of her.
I just laughed and killed her with kindness.
She gave me the finger. She came back yelling.
I'm glad it's over with and done and taken care of.
Oh, God, it's just a lesson learned. I know there are crazy people out on the world that don't need to be driving, and I'm happy that justice was served today.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of DeLong versus Bryant. Step forward, please.
Retail auditor Darlene Dottie DeLong is suing her ex-boyfriend, painting contractor John Bryant, for his share of the trip to North Carolina. John says he was out of work, so Dottie picked up the tab.
Mr. Long, Mr. Bryant and you were involved in a relationship, and according to your complaint, he wanted to travel from where the two of you were living to his hometown. There was some problem with his daughter and other things, but the problem was he didn't have any money. So you made an arrangement with him whereby you would put everything on your credit card and he would pay you back that money within a certain period of time. And he hasn't paid you back, and you're no longer involved in a relationship. Mr. Bryant said there was never a loan. He just wanted to go back to his hometown, meet his friends and family. There was never any agreement to reimburse you for any of the expenses. Is that right, sir?
That's true.
Okay. How long were you involved with Mr. Bryant before you decided to accompany him to his hometown?
Approximately a couple months.
Couple of months?
Couple of months.
You were not living together, you were just seeing him?
He stayed at the house and I stayed at his house.
And where were you living at the time?
In Indian River.
Indian River is where?
Michigan.
And where is your hometown, sir?
Afton, Michigan, just the next town over from Indian River.
So this is the trip that you made?
No, we went to North Carolina.
Oh, well, that's what I want to know. You went to North Carolina?
Yes.
From Michigan. And
yes,
how long did that take you?
We were gone for 4 days. The ride down's about a 13 to 14-hour ride.
When did you travel there?
A couple days before the Super Bowl.
What prompted you to go?
Her wanting to go down, meet my children, my friends. We were sitting in the bar one night. It was during the playoffs, and I would call my friends in North Carolina, and we'd root back and forth about how the Panthers were going to the Super Bowl, and she said, wouldn't it be nice if we went down and watched the game with your friends? And, you know, yeah, sure, it would be great, but I told her that I wasn't working, I didn't have the money, and I thought it would be ridiculous for us to do that because I couldn't afford it.
Why weren't you working?
It was wintertime in northern Michigan, and I'm a paint contractor, and things are real slow in the wintertime up there.
Okay. And she said what to you?
She said that she would love to pay for us to go down, do that for me, so we could see my kids, she could meet my kids and my family, my friends.
And that's what you did?
Yes, she was very persistent. Yes.
Good. Now I'll hear your version of the events, Mr. Long.
We went to North Carolina.
No, before you went to North Carolina.
I don't know what you want to know. We were dating, and his daughter was in trouble.
Well, tell me about that.
Okay, his daughter was in trouble. He wanted to go see his daughter. She was going into a girl's home, running out, in the middle of the night, sneaking in and out of her house.
Is that what he told you?
Yes, I have phone bills to prove he was calling there.
All right, so tell me about the trip to North Carolina.
We went to North Carolina. He left me at his friend's house, went over and visited his daughter a couple times. We went to the school to visit his daughter. And the other time, we were at the Super Bowl party at his friend's house.
I didn't hear about any loan, madam.
I paid for all the gas on the way down on my credit cards, which I have the receipts of his signature.
Yes.
And he told me that if I paid for it, when he got back to work, he'd reimburse me.
When did you expect him to get back to work?
When the weather broke up there. March, April.
And when is the Super Bowl?
January.
End of January.
End of January.
Sorry.
Just tell you.
I loaned him money, a $50 loan at one point. Not sure if you want me to tell you about that loan.
No, don't
It was
ask him.
drugs, so he could buy a bag of pot.
Yes.
He did reimburse me for that.
When did he reimburse?
He did reimburse me for that.
When?
Are you saying I'm lying? Are you saying I'm lying?
Ma'am. Yes. Talk to the judge.
Thank you. Okay, so what you're telling me, Mr. Long, is when he borrowed money from you for marijuana, he paid you back.
Yes, he did.
So when he considers it a loan, he pays you back. Is that what you're telling me?
He gave me that back because I pursued it. He went to work a couple times and got paid. And I said, can I get some money from you for what you owe me? Because I have none. And he says, this is what I got that I can afford. I know I owe you more, but I can't give it to you right now.
When
and I
is
have
that?
witnesses to that.
Oh, I'll hear you witness. Step up. Tell me your name.
Brenda Santor.
And how are you related to these people?
Darling is my cousin.
Okay. Tell me about where you were when you overheard Mr. Bryant acknowledging a debt to the plaintiff.
I was in her living room. He just gotten out of the shower. He was sitting in the chair, and he handed Darlene a $100 bill, said that this is part of the money that I owe you, that he was going to make good on the money for the trip.
I don't believe what you just said. Just a minute. I don't believe what you just said.
Well,
you're making that up as you're going.
No.
I believe that you may have seen him hand him 100. Listen to me, Brenda.
Ma'am?
I believe you when you said that you saw him hand her a $100 bill. That might make sense, that he got out of the shower and he handed her a $100 bill. I don't believe you when you said that you heard him say, I know that I owe you money for the trip and I'm going to give it back. Because somebody who just gets out of a shower and is sitting around in a towel doesn't talk about, here's $100 and I know I owe you more money for the trip and I'm going to pay you back. That's what you want me to believe you heard?
No, ma'am. When he was sitting in the chair in the living room, we were standing right there in the doorway. And when he handed Darlene the money, he said that he would make good on the money he owes her.
Oh, just a second. Just a second.
Well, the
just
money
a second.
that he owes her was for the trip. So.
Sit down. Okay. Anything else you want to tell me?
I have phone bills here that show that his daughter was in trouble, that he had made from my house.
So?
Why would I want to go to see his daughter in trouble?
No, I don't think you wanted to go and see his daughter who was in trouble. I think that you wanted to solidify your relationship and you wanted to go meet his friends. You knew he had no money, so you paid for the trip. Whatever the trip was. Gas money, motel money. It was a social endeavor. You paid for it. You anticipated a long-term relationship. You didn't have one. Stop complaining. Write it off. It was a bad debt.
Your Honor?
What?
I'm the one that asked Jack to leave.
That may be, and you may have had good reason for that, madam, because if a man doesn't have any money and he wants to spend whatever money he doesn't have in buying drugs, that should have been your first clue that this was not a good idea. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Very good. I wouldn't have traveled with him from here to over where that light switch is. But you chose to do that, pay for it. It was a foolish thing to do. Don't do it again. Goodbye.
Please excuse me. Step out. I think Judge Judy's wonderful.
I'm nothing to say. He lies.
She sees right through Darlene's bull.
Being used. Felt used.
This woman has been married 5 times.
He's lying. He borrowed the money from her, and he should have been, told to pay it back.
Absolutely ridiculous, and I thank goodness that Judge Judy's seen through it.
I'm more fortunate than that. I don't have misfit children.
I am not a misfit child.
I chose to help him because I thought maybe it could make a difference.
Any dime that I borrowed from this woman was paid to her. Anything that she spent money on is because she wanted to. When I borrowed money, I paid the money.
Lies.
It's ridiculous. The whole thing is ridiculous.
What goes around comes around.
She's a liar.
Truck driver Glenn Ingram is suing his cousin, homemaker Renee Barber, and her husband Larry. Glenn claims the Barber's daughter, 9-year-old Hannah, ran into his car with her go-kart. The Barbers are countersuing for Hannah's medical bills.
All rise. Yes, case number 130 on the calendar, the matter of Ingram versus Barber. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Have a seat.
Mr. Ingram, the defendants are cousins of yours, and this is their little girl, and according to your complaint, their little girl was driving a go-kart, and her go-kart hit your car. You want them to pay the damages to your car. Mr. and Mrs. Barber say that you were not driving carefully, that there was a collision between your car and their daughter's go-kart, and they are counterclaiming for not only her medical bills because she was injured, but for damages to the go-kart.
Yes.
Is the go-kart red or green?
There was 2 go-karts. The stepbrothers, Larry and the yellow one, and Hannah was the green.
The Hannah was in the green. The green is the one that you say you collided with.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When did this happen, Mr. Ingram?
Happened on Friday, March the 19th.
Now, is this an area where you live?
No, ma'am. I live in Kansas City, Missouri. I was on my way down to pick up my stepdaughter.
And show me where you were going and how fast you were going, sir.
Okay, this is a gravel road. I was going westbound on Eisenhower Road. As I was approaching Iowa Road right here, I seen a go-kart turn the corner, which was Larry.
That was Larry. That was you, sir.
Yes. And a go-kart.
Okay, and that's correct. What he's showing me is correct.
Yes. And as I got to the intersection, this go-kart right here, which was driving too fast, was sliding through here. So I started heading for the complete edge of the road, which right here is about a 3 to 4 foot drop-off on that side right there. So I went to the complete edge. The go-kart hit my front left bumper, had my fender, had my tire.
So when you collided with Hannah, tell me what happened to Hannah.
It spun her around, and she stopped immediately.
Did she remain on her go-kart, or was she thrown?
She remained on the go-kart because she was stunned in a maze, scared. She didn't know what to do.
So what did you do?
I ended up in the ditch once I got by her, and I stopped in the ditch. I got back and ran back to make sure that she was okay. And
I don't know how I missed her feet. I don't know how she come out of it alive.
Okay. But she did.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
Now, do you remember what happened, Hannah? Why don't you come up here and tell me? Because you weren't there, were you, Larry?
I was in the...
You were in a car.
I was in
passed
this
him.
go-kart and
You
was
passed him.
Yeah. I just happened to turn, to look back at the time she was turning the corner.
No, you didn't.
So.
That's a fib. You didn't turn around. You didn't turn around until you heard something happen.
No, I looked back to make sure she turned the corner.
You turned around just at the time of impact?
I just looked back to see that she was coming around the
Is what
corner.
you're telling me, Larry, that you turned around just at the point of impact?
No, I
Good.
looked back.
I just wanted to make sure that that's where you weren't going to try to tell me that, Larry. You like your go-kart? You still drive?
No, we still need to fix it.
Okay. Tell me about that day in March when you had this collision.
I was coming out of the driveway, and
Well, would you go over to that sign over there and show me where your driveway is? Could you go down and point it out to me, okay?
Okay. I was coming out, and I was getting ready to turn the corner.
Turn around to talk to me.
And I couldn't stop, so I shut the key off. I started turning the corner.
Okay, so
and
when you say you couldn't stop, is that because you were going too fast around the corner? Well, why couldn't you stop, Hannah?
Because only like half of my foot could touch the brake.
The brake pedal was a little too far away. Okay. Had you ridden this go-kart before?
Mm-hmm. Many times.
So how come on that day your foot didn't hit the pedal?
It always been like that.
So you have to grow another inch or two. Is that right? Where were you? Do you remember, Hannah, when you turned the key off?
Yeah,
Show me where you were.
I was kind of like right here, and I turned it off, and then I turned the corner towards the ditch, and then he just hit me.
Okay. Go and have a seat over there, Hannah.
Your Honor, after the accident, the go-kart was still running.
Well, Hannah was very clear to me. She was driving a go-kart that was a little too big for her. She couldn't reach the brake. She turned it off before the collision. She probably lost control of it because she was trying to make a turn. And there was an accident. That takes care of your counterclaim. You understand that?
Yes.
Because Hannah was being very honest with me. You shouldn't not let this child drive a machine that she can't operate safely. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Larry? Because she's very lucky she wasn't killed. Right?
Right.
Can I see your estimates, please?
There's the police report right there, and 2 estimates.
Mr. Ingram, how fast were you going, sir?
Approximately 30 miles an hour.
You have insurance on these go-karts, Mr. Barber?
No, we don't.
Anything else you want to tell me?
Your Honor, there's no reason why Mr. Ingram wasn't able to see that go-kart, even like he says that for instance, on this chart here.
He saw it.
I mean, before the accident even happened, this go-kart is like 5 feet tall with 2 big lights on the top. I mean, Mr. Ingram had plenty of time to stop the go-kart, or to stop his vehicle for the corner.
Well, what you wrote there, sir, is incorrect. What you're suggesting in your diagram is that Mr. Ingram was in the wrong lane and your daughter was in the right lane, and she was making an appropriate turn into an appropriate lane, and that Mr. Ingram was traveling incorrectly, going down the wrong way on the street, which is what you say in your answer. But that's not true, Mr. Barber. That's not even true according to Hannah. According to Hannah, she lost control of this go-kart because she couldn't stop it.
Your Honor, even if she tried to stop the go-kart, once you shut the key off, that go-kart will stop within 4 to 5 feet.
4 to 5 feet is a lot of feet, sir, and you can't tell me that. She lost control. That's not what happened. This is what happened.
That's not what happened, Your Honor. That's not what happened at all. This road, Rock Creek Road, is 24 feet wide. There is 3 sets of tracks on Rock Creek Road. That 3rd track is 6 feet over on Hannah's side of the road, which clearly states that Glenn was on Hannah's side of the road.
That's loose
Just a
gravel
second.
out there.
Show me a police report that indicates that he was on the wrong side of the road.
It doesn't state that on
Of course
this
it doesn't.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. 9-year-old Hannah Griffin ran into his car with her go-kart. Hannah says she lost control because her feet didn't reach the pedals.
Let us assume, for instance, sir, that instead of Mr. Ingram coming down that road, you had a 6-year-old child on a bicycle, and Hannah lost control of the go-kart because she couldn't reach with her little feet the brake pedal. And instead of going into a car causing some damage, she hit a 6-year-old riding on a bicycle and killed him. Who do you think would be responsible?
That would be.
Right. You know why? Because you allowed your daughter to drive a go-kart that was unsafe for her to drive. Now, the fact that this is a car doesn't make you any less responsible, because I have no indication that he was traveling inappropriately. You don't even suggest in your answer that he was speeding down the road, and you passed him, right? Okay. So you have to pay for the damage to his car. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,800. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He lied about the whole accident.
Why would I be on the wrong side of the road there, trying to run over somebody?
I was hurt on the side because of the seatbelt burn and on my neck.
I don't know how she lived through the accident. You know, I'm a truck driver. I drive over the road. I got real quick reflexes. When I seen her come, I head straight for the edge of the road.
He did not check on her. He didn't even care that she was even hurt.
That's just allegations. You know, I got out of the car immediately and went to her and made sure, you know, she was okay.
He stood there on his phone, worried about his car. That's the only thing he was worried about at the time was his car. Not once was he worried about my daughter.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Up versus Rodriguez. Step forward, please.
Web coordinator Debbie Up is suing her former co-worker, computer consultant Thomas Rodriguez, for unpaid rent and a loan to buy a computer. Thomas claims Debbie gave him the computer as a gift.
Miss Up, Mr. Rodriguez was a friend of yours. You allowed him to move into your house for a short period of time. You claim that he owes you for a month's rent.
Correct.
And in addition, you advanced him on your credit money to buy a computer.
Correct.
According to you, he agreed to make the payments to the company. He made a couple, but when he left, he stopped making the payments, and you want those payments.
Correct.
Mr. Rodriguez says that the computer was very lovely, but it was in fact a gift from you. And second, he says that he doesn't owe you any money for rent. He was out of your home, and you had agreed to allow him to store some stuff there until he could get it out, but he doesn't owe you for the month, I think it was July. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. Why did you move into Miss Up's home, sir?
Well, at the time, I didn't have a place to stay, so
Why didn't you have a place to stay?
Well, I had an argument with the girlfriend, and I didn't have a place to stay, and she offered me a place to live at.
How did you know her?
I know her from work. We've worked with each other before, and I've known her for about 3 years.
What kind of work?
Auto sales.
Why did you invite him to come to live in your home?
Well, we had been friends for a couple of years, and we had done a lot of stuff together, hung out together, gone to movies together, things like that.
Just the two of you?
Yeah. I knew he needed a place to live, and I had an extra bedroom, and I said, you know, for a couple $100s a month, you can rent my room in my house.
Did he give you any money towards rent while he lived there?
Yes, he did. He moved in the end of November, actually Thanksgiving weekend. He paid me for the month of December mid-month. I had agreed that he could pay me mid-month instead of being strapped at the end of the month.
Fine. So he paid you for December, January, February, March, April, May, and June?
And June.
What happened in June?
In June, he, as he said, he had gotten back together with a girlfriend. He ended up not spending a lot of time at home while they were renewing their relationship. So he spent many nights away, still had a key, still had a garage door opener, came and went as he pleased. And
still had clothes there?
Still had clothes there. He had...
This was the month of June or July?
Actually, both. He, I guess, renewed this relationship sometime in mid-June, and throughout July they kept going and decided that that was going to be... I presume that they're still in a relationship. I have no idea.
Good. When did you get your last bit of stuff out of the house, sir?
End of June, early July.
Well, you have to pay for July if you still had stuff there in July, sir.
Well, I had already previously paid her for that month already in the middle of June. Like on June 21st was the last time I paid her for the rent.
Did you stay there at all in July?
No, I wasn't there at all in July.
Yes, he did. He, like I said, he came and went as he pleased in June, and in July, in fact, he spent July 4th weekend at home because I guess his girlfriend was out of town.
Does that sound familiar?
No, actually, July, I wasn't there at all.
July 4th weekend she's talking about,
yeah,
sir.
July, I was just there to pick up my personal items.
Okay. All right, let's get to the computer, which is really what we're talking about, because the rent is $200. Let's get to the computer. When did he buy the computer?
In May, I had agreed that he could use my credit with the conditions that he would make the monthly payments, but he had also said that he would try to pay it off as soon as possible because he doesn't like to have debt. He made the computer arrived. He made the June payment of $103. He made the July payment.
Who did he make the June payment to?
Actually, he paid me, and then I paid the company.
Gave you in cash?
Check.
You have a copy of the check, sir?
No, I don't have a copy of the check.
Why
with me.
not?
I didn't realize I would need it.
Copy of your check register, sir.
No, actually, I don't have that with me.
Why don't you have it with you?
I wasn't aware that I would actually need it.
Of course you need it. Where did you think you were coming? Why would she, Mr. Rodriguez, buy you a computer worth thousands of dollars?
She said it was a gift. She said that...
Mr. Rodriguez, I want you to listen to my words. Why would she buy you a gift worth thousands of dollars?
Because she had feelings for me.
And you had no feelings for her?
No, I told her...
The answer is either yes or no. Is that right?
Yes.
So you had no feelings for her in any other way other than a friend. So why would you encourage her feelings for you by accepting a gift worth thousands of dollars?
I figured, I thought about it, and I figured I wouldn't look good, a gift horse in the mouth, and I figured, I would take it.
Oh, dear.
Do you honestly, Mr. Rodriguez, believe that this lady finds you attractive?
Actually, what happened was, like about a month in June, she actually told me...
She's an intelligent, appears to be at least an intelligent, working woman. Why would she spend thousands of dollars on you when you can't even afford to a decent place to live?
Well, that wasn't the case. The thing was I was just trying to avoid getting into a lease.
Just a second. You mean you could afford a decent place to live?
Yes.
You have children, Mr. Rodriguez?
I have a daughter.
How old?
13.
Do you support her?
Yes.
How much do you send?
$285.23 every 2 weeks, so about $600.
Do they take that money out of your pay, sir?
Yes, I have taken out my check each month.
No, they take it out of your pay. Because there was probably a time when you weren't paying regular child support, so they decided to take it out of your pay, correct?
Well, I would make payments arrangements with her mom.
Listen to what I'm saying, Mr. Rodriguez. I'm 10 steps ahead of you, sir. You weren't making regular child support payments, so they decided to do it by income deduction order and taking it out of your pay. Does that sound right?
Well, no, I've always paid her mom, for whatever she needed.
You mean diapers for your teenage daughter and things like that? Diapers, Pampers, formula, that kind of thing.
Clothes, whatever she needed. Even, purchased her mom a car when she didn't have no transportation.
Let me see the bill for the computer.
This is the original.
People who use other people, Mr. Rodriguez, especially those people who rely on the fact that they think somebody, I'm speaking, that they think somebody is lonesome, and because they're lonesome and they need company, they're prepared to pay for that company, which is clearly what you thought, which I think is probably one of the most amoral things one person can do to another. We understand each other, Mr. Rodriguez?
No,
Do we understand me? That doesn't mean that you will like what I said. I want to know if you understand what I said.
I hear what you're saying.
You're going to eat the rent. But you're going to get your $2,900 for your computer. Original price of the computer was $3,152. According to you, we made 2 payments of $103, $104 each. Correct. It's $2,900. You still have the computer, sir?
Yes, I do.
Are you enjoying it?
Yes, I am.
Mr. Rodriguez, are you trying to think ahead of what would be the right answer when I'm asking you a question so that you don't again put your foot in your mouth? Is that why you're pausing?
No, I'm just listening to what
Got it. Judgment for the plaintiff, the amount of $2,900.
Party's not excused. You may step out.
I had offered several different suggestions, like him financing it through another bank, then we wouldn't have to talk to each other anymore. It seemed to be on his part that he didn't want the friendship to continue.
You would have to think, kind of twice about, saying no, but like I said, who would want to look a gift horse in the mouth?
It seemed to be on his part that he didn't want the friendship to continue.
Well, on several occasions, she's, asked me if I had feelings for her, and I told her, it was just, friends and nothing more.
I did ask him once just to clarify, if there was anything beyond friendship that he wanted, and once that was clarified.
जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम, मैं हूँ आपका दोस्त रशीद। उम्मीद करता हूँ आप सब खैरियत से होंगे। आज मैं आपको बताने वाला हूँ ज़ैलो के बारे में। This is a product of ज़ैलो. Painkiller, very effective. It's a very poison. Its formula is diphenconazole. It's used for powdery mildew, agita and picheta, जब भी हड्डी के लिए साज़गार हालात नज़र आएँ तो स्प्रे शुरू कर दें। बीमारी की अलामत देखते ही स्प्रे करें। ज़रूरत के नज़दीक 3 से 4 स्प्रे 10 से 14 दिन के वक्फे से करें। बीमारी के शदीद हमले की सूरत में 7 दिन के वक्फे से स्प्रे करें। आपको इसको ना एहतियाती तदबीर पढ़ के इस्तेमाल करना होगा। और ये है 250 ml ज़ैलो EC, एक नया और सराइस्त पजीर जहर है। इसे हिफ्ज़ुल अक़दाम के तौर पर या फिर अलामात ज़ाहिर होने पर इस्तेमाल किया जाता है। इसका असर बहुत देर पा होता है। शुक्रिया सर।